so dire.
So now I gotta fix the camera again because I had screwed up. So give me 1 second. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. We were having some Discord updates, and now I'm gonna have to show you Jessie eating, but she loves to share all of her eating habits because that's what we do here is we share and we share. And Richard will be rolling with disadvantage all night tonight because yeah, Discord decided to update on me, and then when I came back, it occurred to me that none of them could see my screen because Colin was complaining that he couldn't see my screen. And I continue to make fun of Colin's, lack of technology skills, even though he is like an engineer, realizing that I did the fuck up. So that was definitely on me. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to we did zero session last week, but it was very informal and kind of impromptu and a little bit, different, where we did a little bit of introduction and we did our origin stories live with you last week. Today is our first official episode of the Descendants. So for those of you wondering why this doesn't feel very D&D, it is not very D&D. It is a 5e mechanic, borrowing mechanics from other games as well. It is a 1920s alt history themed campaign where terra firma and Toril, the world of Forgotten Realms, collide. Toril is being abandoned, and all of the inhabitants of Toril are escaping and have escaped to terra firma, or what we call 1920s modern Earth. So we're going down a theme of creating an alternate history universe where our players are going to be doing some very unique player builds, which they've already done, and we'll get through their introductions here shortly. The other thing, too, is we are giving away a big giveaway tonight. So if you're watching us on Twitch, be sure to follow and then put in !ticket and get a chance to win a brick of miniatures. We'll be giving away a full brick of minis tonight. So be sure to put in the word !ticket and earn a chance to win. Now, I actually have 2 giveaway bots running tonight because they both have been giving me issues ever since they updated. So I am hoping to, do some testing right now while you guys. Oh, look at that! It's working. It seems to be. The other one does not seem to be working. The Nightbot one does look like it's working. The other one does not. So, you know what? That's fine. That's why I put both of them up to make sure that this kind of works. I don't know what is going up with Stream Elements ever since they patched and changed their dashboard and everything. A lot of the old settings just went to the wayside and just stopped working on me. So once again, we are a 5e mechanic. We are going to be using the Mage Ascension Cortex and some of the other rules. The player characters are not being built in the normal way. And as they go through their introductions, they'll give you a brief synopsis of the origin story. Everybody will be organically evolving their character. We'll also be introducing some new mechanics around the faith action. Death mechanics are very different in this game. And like I said before in Zero Session, there was a surprise mechanic that will be utilized that my players do not know about yet. So as they delve into this strange new world, we will see, what is going on and what is happening. But before we get started, before we introduce our players, and before we do a recap and talk about, we'll let the players introduce themselves. Then I'll do a quick synopsis of the world that they are immersed in. Then we will do a recap of our previous session so everyone can have an idea of where we started off. This will be a long-running campaign. Most of my campaigns last 2 years on average. Some go longer, depending on the TPK mechanic that many have embraced over the years. Sometimes they go shorter. Don't know. We'll have to see. In a world of guns, Cthulhu, steampunk, magic, and all the other things that make up this themed game, well, there's a lot going on, so we'll see what happens. But hey, let's start with Richard and work our way across. Richard, go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell us about your character.
Hello, my name is Richard. I'm 32 years old, and I run HR and payroll for a marketing company. Wait, I don't know if that's what we were supposed to share. Anyway, I've been playing D&D for 2 years, I believe. I've been running a game for two of our fellow players here for a couple years, and it's been a lovely experience. I'm super excited to play a PC in a game. I haven't had a lot of experience there, but yeah. Speaking of PCs, my character is a random ward. He is a veteran who fought in World War One, or actually, it's not World War One because there's only one Great War, and so yeah, he's a veteran of the Great War that's still going on. It is extended past what we might know, and he's kind of done with it. He's over it, and so he's come back home, and he continued doing the only thing he knew how to do, which was hurt people, and so now he is a criminal. And let's see, yeah, I'm super excited to play a criminal.
With that, that'll take us to Jesse. Go ahead and tell us about you and your character.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I'll just skip straight into my character because she's a lot more interesting than I am. But we do share a lack of remembering names of food. So, my character is essentially a water nymph. She's a wizard by D&D terms, but in our Cthulhu-esque steampunk world, she is a performer. She was part of the Actors Guild until they discovered her use of magic, and now she has fled to an area where she can be more productive and has joined in her magic skills and what it benefits for her, and she's joined this group. That's what I got.
And with that, Colin, go ahead and tell us about yourself and your character.
So I'm Colin. I've been playing D&D just as long as Richard has. I'm an engineer by trade, but I am playing McAllen. He is a Furbog investigator. He put his way through school and everything to learn how to be an investigator by being a bare knuckle boxer. So he has an interesting past as well. He has some skeletons in his proverbial closet. And he likes to call everybody kid because for him, he's about 100 years old. So everybody's a kid to him.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's move on to Teresa. Tell us about your character. I think is probably the most unique character I think I've ever seen anyone run.
I'm Teresa, and my character is Kiki Lee. She is actually an alien from a planet that is not of this galaxy, and she was sent to Earth to study humans, and she took the form of an Asian socialite who's trying to make her way through in the United States using her foreigner status as the reason why she doesn't know how anything works. And infiltrated the rich society since she is able to make her own money. So she doesn't need to worry about that. But she's now trying to discover more of what there is to humanity other than the rich bourgeoisie who are just all about partying and buying stuff and crazy things. So she's trying to explore the human world.
Nice. And Enigma, go ahead and tell us about your character and remind everybody what you have going on Tuesday afternoons.
Hello, everyone. My name is Enigma. I am 26 years old. I am also an EMT by trade. On Tuesdays, I have a game running on this channel. Some of you may know called Titans Revival. It has been going on for about 13 episodes, going on 14 next week. It has been nothing but fun. So join us, please. Two of our players have gone off to have babies, but they will be back one day when their babyness is better for them.
With their baby, says the solo bachelor of the group.
Thank you very much. Let me remind you, my character is named Calomex Metasteel. He is a doctor by trade, but has some interesting traits of a dragon. And he's out to cure the plague, man. Like, he's out to cure the plague, but I'm willing to work with anybody who's willing to give me money so I can research the plague more. So far that I've augmented Al Capone in multiple ways. So yeah, I'll shoot you, but maybe I'll take the bullet out and heal you from shooting you too. So give and take.
Or attach an artificer steampunk arm after he amputates it. One of the two, who knows? So everything you need to know about us is down below. If you want to enter in tonight's giveaway, just !ticket. And then we will do a random roll at the end. So be sure to put in that !ticket. And then we will give away a brick of miniatures. And this is to celebrate the end of Pride Month. I also want to support the fact that a lot of our storytellers are going to be back at the table again. And so miniatures will be needed, and those are not always easy to come by. So I like to support both our players and our storytellers. For the better part of 3 weeks, it's been dice. And then we took a break from dice, and now we've been giving away miniatures. But if you want to get a weekly chance to earn a blind box or some dice, jump on over to our Discord and join there. Hang out, learn, teach, play, and roll a D1000 to see if you earn a chance to win a set of dice or a blind box miniature. The Druid Life Tree set is the one I think we currently have up. We will be pulling that winner on Friday night, usually after 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So be sure to come on over and check out our Discord. Everything you need to know about our schedule is down below. I will say that this is going to be the last game of both of June, obviously, and of the week. We are going on hiatus for the next 4 days. So no one shot tomorrow, no Age of Arcanum on Friday, and no Debtor's Gambit on Sunday. We're going to take a nice long 4-day week, as I've got a lot of work that I have to get done at the ranch. I'm hoping to finally have one of the bedrooms done this weekend, which will be nice. And I got a lot going on. And of course, for my vacation, it's about doing more work. So, it's just the way it goes, but that's fine. I'll take it out on these folks. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, everything you need to know is down below in the abouts, our panels, our family of creators, which I'll share some links with you shortly. But let's go ahead and recap the world as it is. In 1917, a gateway opened up. A particular organization that no one really knows for sure was seeking an advantage due to the way that the Great War was going. They had inadvertently opened up a gate to another reality. And with this gateway open, the inhabitants of that other reality were basically on a dying world. They took this opportunity to escape that dying world. And for the better part of the last 10 years, they've been steadily integrating into 1920s terra firma. Predominantly, this particular group will be in the Americas for the beginning of this session and the beginning of our story, our tale. The world's changed dramatically. The gate remains open, although it's a secret location that no one knows where it is. There's always rumor and lore and suspicion that kind of lead us towards different gates, or the main gate, or possibly other insights into how the individuals from the other world are making it in here. But the very incursion and integration of these individuals, orcs, goblins, humans that are not terra firma, hobgoblins and furbog and dryads and nymphs and fays and all the other creatures that come across with it. The great primordial sea is still in existence. This gate that remains open allows magic to leak into the world of terra firma. Magic, technology, artificer magics. The sense of the world now is very different. Things are changing extremely rapidly. Flying contraptions, tanks, lights, telecommunications, things that seem like were going to take forever are now happening a lot quicker due to the introduction of the theory of magic. However, amidst this swirl of change and things going on, chaos endures. Chaos itself is neither good or bad, but the very act of chaotic energy, chaotic essence, those who are chaotic in nature, and chaos takes advantage of both this world and other worlds throughout the primordial sea. They are at play here, although as usual, they are hidden from view. The Great One is said, or at least rumored, to wander terra firma. It is believed that the Great One is responsible for the Spanish flu, a plague that endures even to this day. Even though over 100 million people perished due to this plague, the integration of the peoples from Terra have bolstered the world population. But new empires, new nation states are beginning to form, both in the Middle East, Central America, South America, Europe, and the Great War continues. It endures, with one exception. Russia is in the midst of a massive civil war that's been going on for a decade. Here in the Americas, Mexico has declared war on the United States, and the great border between the two of them has become a trench warfare, no man's land. The European warfare still continues. And this brings us to our team. Our team explained to us their origin stories last time. So if you haven't watched Session 0 yet, you can get caught up on that. It's down in our library. It'll eventually be in our other platforms as well. But the origin stories are free for our characters to design, create, and do however they want. They will be a very organic creation. In other words, if they learn something in-game, we will come up with a rule for it and include it as they learn it. If they become horrible at something in-game, we'll take advantage of that as well. Magic exists. It's just very weird. It works a little bit differently. A little bit of the wild magic, because of the nature of the weave and its integration with terra firma, has caused magic itself to be a little bit strange. However, our team had all gotten contacts or messages from something called Unity, or the Unification Organization. This organization is somewhat familiar to some of you, but for most of you, very unfamiliar. For some of you, it's just a job. For some of you, it's an opportunity. For some of you, it is a chance to learn more about what's been going on for the last decade within this world. And this world is changing rapidly. As all of you arrive at the Wooden Wheel Cafe, coming from different points of your beginnings, the cafe itself becomes almost a teleportation device, a device that takes you strangely down and through a great hallway and into a large chamber where an individual, female, wearing all black, black coat, black pants, black tie, black shirt, black shoes, who is not introduced herself by name, but merely stated who she represents. She seems to be German in origin and has a distinct understanding of a recent occurrence that all of you have become somewhat familiar with. President Calvin Coolidge has been assassinated according to the papers. However, for all of you, you've just learned from the inside that the Masonic leader known as Calvin Coolidge, and possibly stated by the female figure, the leader of the organization known as the Unity, or the Unifying order is the target of this assassination. Now, a series of magics was used to prevent the assassination from actually happening. She presented a three-dimensional illusion for all of you to examine. Taking some time out to examine this illusion, there were some things that you picked up on. The fact that he is at a hunting lodge, in a library with a lot of books, with different topics are associated to it. The nature of the creatures that are in the process of assassinating. When I say in the process, very high-level magics have been used to prevent the conclusion of this effort, or at least stall it for a period of time. A day has already passed. It is said that the magic will diminish in 2 more days, and time will move forward, as it seems they have the ability to stop time, or at least slow it down to the point of infinitesimal movement through this space that they've created. And where we last left off, after all of your insights, investigations, and trying to figure out what's going on, the lady looks at all of you and states, I cannot tell you how important this is. For as you see, this man is the leader of our organization. Now, what would you guys all like to do?
Is it possible? I will ask the man. Is it possible to see the actual location, or are we limited to this holographic image?
First, the test was to see how well you did with this. We are already on our way. A young random ward, do not fret. Your truck is with our artificers, and it is currently being, how do they say, upgraded? We will have new, interesting toys for you to play with. Needless to say, you are in charge of security for your team for the time being. But yes, we will be to the actual site shortly.
I have a few other questions.
Yes.
I apologize. You can go first.
I was just going to ask, who would hire an assassin squad to go after President Coolidge, of all people? Do we have any leads?
Well, we have the obvious leads. We have the ones that you have had already discovered yourself and confirmed via our investigation as well. It's the obviousness of these leads that has me even more concerned. Why has someone gone to the effort of creating disharmony through the intent of what they're trying to do? Obviously, to blame the offlanders or those from the other world seems to be their intent. We do know that this organization is located in northern Mexico. We have tracked them to that location. So that bears the question, is Mexico involved in this? We don't know. We have been at war with them for at least a year now. The front has stagnated, as most of these fronts do. But President Coolidge was in the process of working on something that he felt was groundbreaking. He was working in conjunction with the young man known as Albert Einstein. Hopefully you will get an opportunity to meet him, but he is away on business right now.
Interesting.
But to your point, Mr. McAllen, yes, somebody will benefit from this greatly. The question is who? Who is benefiting from both this threat and this reality?
So, I know 2 things. The first thing I know is that the Twisted Eye did not make it as far as they did in Torah by making stupid moves. This, just the target in general, and the boldness is a stupid move in itself. The second thing I know is that these bullets are moving very slow. I have a question for you. The question I have is, if we already know that these are moving very slow, correct? Could we not put something in front of the president that would intentionally switch the portions or switch the trajectory of what some of these bullets may hit?
So, on your second point, what we unfortunately, when we use the neural synapses time delay spell, it creates a bubble. It creates the illusion that those in the bubble are moving very slowly. We see this bubble and we see this illusion that we've created. It is almost as if you've put your finger into the time line itself to stop it. Now, the problem is, if we try to pop this bubble before we're ready, well, then we have a problem. The moment we try to intercede or put anything in that space, the reality is that, well, time moves instantly forward. We would not have enough time to put a barrier in place. This
Do
is
we
a
know
conundrum.
for sure that his shield will not stop the bullets?
This we know for sure. His adamantanian weave vest, his... Hey, Sacklever, you're back. What's going on? Thanks. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, exclamation tickets. This we know for sure. His adamantanian vest that he is wearing, his shield response device that he has used. There are currently 3 bullets in flight. One that will hit and disarm the shield. We know the bullet is magical. We've already done that much. We can only assume that the other 2 are as well. The devices that these individuals are using are disconcerting, to say the least.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. I honestly don't think I belong here. This seems way out of my league. I think I have to go. I have no idea what's going on. I think you got the wrong Kiki Lee. Maybe you meant my cousin in this place called Korea.
I am aware where the kingdom of Korea is. I understand.
Yes, I think you meant her. I can direct you her number, but I think you have the wrong Kiki Lee. Haha, it happens, you know.
Give me a persuasion check.
Not very good. 7 plus 3, 10.
Miss Lee, it is less about what or who you are and more about what you are. We know you have access to insights that we do not, so...
I don't think I should be meddling with these affairs.
I think you might find these affairs to be influential into the things that you are attempting to understand about us.
You say so.
The lady's saying she doesn't want to be here.
Right.
Then
what?
I say we let her go.
Right. I'm just a girl. Teenager? No. How old am I? 20.
Miss Lee, let me break something down. Okay.
Oh yes, sir. Hello.
When organizations like this reach out to you and you go, you have now put your foot in the proverbial shitbox.
But
And now,
I've just been
if you
minding my
leave-
own business in my penthouse.
See, the problem is now you know too much.
Oh. I
And
can
if you
forget
leave-
very easily.
Yes, but if you leave, they have to have insurances about your not knowing, which normally ends up with you. And I'm not sure that's what you want.
A neck massage, yes.
Yeah, I mean neck massage.
I hear people love neck massages.
You're in this now, and I don't think you're gonna have a choice.
No, there are always choices. The
I
problem
am not
is...
a child. I am not a kid.
I don't
Just
think
said you're a
he
teenager.
realizes what these choices.
There are always choices. Look at it this way. Your passport that you have with us was duly earned and paid for.
Yes.
This-
Yes, I can pay more. Yes.
This allows you access to many different things. This also allows us access to you. This is more of a matter of our necessity.
Do you think if I pay more, I could get an upgrade for this passport and you won't have access to me, but I can have access to you?
That's not exactly how it works, dear, but good try.
Thank you. I appreciate your.
I say if she doesn't want to be here, we let her go. I think
Yes,
from a
I'm just
security
a poor
standpoint,
girl.
it would be unwise to bring someone along who doesn't want to be here. It would be a
Random.
security loop,
Random.
you know.
I just
I
don't think it'd be
understand.
Afford
much
the
help.
time to stop and let her go.
The thing is, let me put it blunt to you. I'm a doctor, and I know that if you walk
Thank
away,
you for your
they'll-
service, doctor.
I know if you walk away from this right now, they'll put a bullet in your head.
Hey, I don't think we need to be
That hurts.
dramatic here. All right.
It's not a
I
dramatic
think-
statement, and you
I
know
think
I mean, oh no, not a bullet! Oh no, please no! Don't do that! Don't do
I
that!
say-
Don't do anything!
I think we can let her go, and whatever happens, happens.
You watch as she
And,
kind of watching this play out. You watch as she looks very strange at all of you, and she takes the lapel of her shirt and says something into it, and then goes back to looking at the rest of you. Well, anyways.
I'm afraid.
Anyways, we are here, and you watch as a Terra appears right beside her. Black and void with kind of like an edge of yellow and green. And she goes, please, follow me. And you watch as she steps through it.
Now that's interesting. Is this normal?
No.
I have
Is it
not seen this.
arcane?
I have never seen this
Yes.
happen before. Shall we follow? I walk right through too.
You guys watch as Kiki steps through, leaving the four of you
Sure.
still in.
I don't understand.
I take the rear. Oh, okay. She goes through. I
Yeah.
say, what's the problem, Doc? If she wants to leave, let her leave. And if they kill her, they kill her. Who cares? What's the problem here? Why do you want to compromise your own situation to be with this woman who doesn't want to be here? It's
I
so
don't hear
dangerous.
any of this.
I'm in
because
the
I just
business.
walk
You
through, like,
don't.
I'm in the business of keeping people alive, random, not dead. And I'm pretty sure she wants all of us to go through, not just.
All right.
I'm still trying
Well,
to find the soup.
So the four of you are
After
still
you
in.
guys.
Yeah, the four of you are still in the illusionary chamber.
I
Kiki
say
has
after you, Doc.
walked through.
I'm
go
waiting
through.
for. I'm taking the rear. I
Okay.
kind of want to make sure everybody makes it through.
I rub my temples and I say, I better get a new recorder out of this. And I walk through.
Calamax walks through the tear. What are the rest of you doing?
I walk through
Okay.
slowly,
Calido, you
slowly.
leaving McAllen and Random come
I
through last.
stare at-
a sigh, kind of pinch my bridge of my nose, and just go. It's never dull, and I walk through.
Okay.
I go back. I pick up the cigarette that the doctor blew out. I light it. I take a few puffs, and then I walk through.
As Random's the last one to come through, all of you are standing in a very vacant in-between space. The woman is standing there. You all step into it. Ah, good. Just one more moment, please. And as all of you are standing around, there's sparkles at first, stars moving about, and then there's a massive swirl of yellow and green light, and you guys are all on some kind of hard wooden tactile surface. The light begins to pulse out away from you, and all of you seem to be standing inside of what feels like a lodge. But it's surrounded with many, many books. There are work tables. There is a figure lying on the ground in repose like this. And then there are 4 or 5 goblin figures, either mid-air, launching themselves at the figure, with a series of bullets trajectorying towards the individual. This would appear to be the actual scene of where this potential crime might be going on. For all of you standing there, the young lady kind of meanders and walks to the other side. Now, I have seen to it that this place is yours for the next day. So for the next 24 hours, conduct any experiments or investigations that you'd like. But be warned, to interfere with the time bubble that we've created is very dangerous. I would prefer that you inquire with me first beforehand. And I assure you, I will be watching, keeping an eye on you. However, I will be leaving my assistant with you. And next to you, you watch as this very elderly half-orc individual comes walking down a set of stairs. And as he does, he stands alongside the young lady. He is dressed in all like black leathers, including a black like apron or smock. He seems to have a series of tools kind of attached to the apron. He's got a backpack filled with wires, gears, and copper tubing. And the tubes run up and over and into one part of his neck and then out the other side of his neck. You can see fluids kind of moving about, energy kind of pulsing off of this as well. As he stops, "Thank you, ma'am. Now, if all of you would kindly take a moment to, well, make yourselves at home." And there's like a wheezing, hissing sound. Some fluid shifts, and then poof, there's like a burst of air. Now, everything that you've already discovered and noticed has been proven to be very accurate. However, we believe there's more here that we do not see. And with that, him and the young lady kind of step back and kind of pan in the direction of the space. And to give you guys a little bit of reference of what it might look like.
Ooh.
You stand there, you can see where the flipped over tables, paraphernalia is lined up everywhere. As you start to examine the rest of the space, you notice a few more things. You can see on one side of the chamber a massive telescope. Now, these are not necessarily new, but this one is unique in its visage and its size. You can see two magnetic diodes that are exchanging pulses of light near a large copper chamber as well. There are a series of bookcases on one side of the wall, a series of stairs that the half-orc had descended from. This almost looks like a combination workshop, storage area, and teaching area. You also notice for the first time, because you're physically here, that in the left hand of President Coolidge is an alchemist's hammer. It's got copper wiring swirling around it. There's a bit of a stationary arc-like light that pulses very, very, very microscopically and very slowly. As you take all this in, this is beginning to feel more like a workshop or a study or research center more than anything else. You can see the 4 goblin figures in their stasis condition. Coolidge lying on the ground in repose. The 2 individuals step aside, allowing all of you to kind of take all this in. What would you all like to do?
I come out of the portal with a cigarette in mouth, and then I walk over to Kiki Lee, and I just kind of pat her in the back, and I say, it kind of sucks that they're making you stay. Let me know if you need anything. And or I just think about how amongst all of this very colorful group, She's still like the weirdest one that I see.
I'm gonna pat him on the back as well and say, yes. And I'm gonna walk over to the goblins and examine them and the bullets, because I'm just curious, like, what? Okay, now it's interesting.
Give me investigation with advantage, as for some reason the use of your cybernetic left eye has been restored.
Ooh. 23.
23. You feel the kind of whirring electrical connection with your network again. So you get the feeling that you're definitely not wherever you were before. You even feel a low hum of energy as the glass tablet in your purse begins to come back online. And you hear a very familiar voice in your head. Miss Lee, are you okay? Is everything all right? We lost connection with you for quite some time.
Everything is A-okay here.
Do you say that
Thank
out?
you for checking in.
Do you say that out loud or mentally?
Yeah.
Hey, Carney Sideshow, welcome aboard. How are you? We're giving away a brick of minis tonight, so be sure to exclamation tickets to enter and earn a chance to win. But thank you for stopping by. So you're saying that as an inner monologue, or are you verbalizing it?
I'm verbalizing it.
Okay. All of you, your passive is, it might be exclamation ticket now that I think about it.
But I look right at the random ward guy as I'm saying this, and I give him a thumbs up, so maybe he thinks I'm talking to him.
Give me
100% think he's talking to me.
give me a deception check
Everything
for
is A-okay.
give me a deception check for everybody else in the room.
14.
14. There's some shrugs. Anybody with a passive that's higher than 14 would have picked up on this behavior. So as you reestablish your connection with your network and you begin to investigate these goblins, you notice something peculiar. Their weapons are bio-bonded. You recognize this. You can see it's an extension of their actual physical cells. You can see that the guns have been magically altered and bound to their arms, and they're capable of coming in and out of their physical, like their physicality. So, it's part of them. You also recognize that each of them is wearing gold-threaded vests. This will allow them to have somewhat, it's probably magically imbued. You're not sure about the magics, but they're wearing armor of some sort. Other than that, they have no embellishments of tattoos. They have no obvious markings. Each one is wearing a single signet ring of the twisted eye emblem that you recognize from the description that Calamex had shared with you earlier. Other than that, you do not see anything else unusual.
I call to Calomex and say, "Hey, it's what you were talking about. See? That twisted visual? Yeah, yes."
I'm imagining Calamex like sitting in a big overstuffed chair just watching Kiki Lee work.
I'm just like pointing at it like, this is the symbol.
He just finds a seat and just sits there like the Godfather. Ooh, yes.
What is it?
I'm going to verbalize everything that I know about this. So these goblins' weapons are bio-bonded. Their weapons are an extension of their physical bodies, which is unlike anything I've seen before here.
Mistress Lee, we have recorded everything and sent it to your tablet for you. We'll have the analysis as soon as we can.
Would Random know anything about... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Would Random know anything about bio-bonded weapons? Like, is that legal? Is that, like, really expensive? Like, is that a common practice?
Give me a insight check.
At 3.
Hard to tell. You know of them, but you've never had an opportunity. The cost is definitely high. That much you would know. And you have to know a particular individual to be able to get these things to work properly. And just getting and finding the right network and the right individuals to manage the construct and the physical adaptation as a bioweapon is extremely difficult.
And I wouldn't know anybody with my 3. Of course not. Okay.
I want to look and see if I recognize who the manufacturer might be of the armor or the weapons.
Bullets.
Give me investigation with advantage because Kiki Lee has divulged most of that to you at this point.
Just to clarify,
18.
goblins are not common in this world, right?
Oh, they're
Or
common.
are they now?
They
They're
are
common now?
Yeah, they've been integrated for the last decade.
Okay.
What'd you get, McKellen?
18.
18? There's no obvious markings on the vests. And this kind of makes sense, as whoever made these probably doesn't want to be associated with whoever the buyers are. This is kind of typical behavior when it comes to these kind of armaments. What was the other thing you were checking? I forgot. The vests
Guns as well.
and the guns. The biomed guns themselves are, well, unusual to look at. These have been altered. These have been made in such a fashion that you're not even sure who would have the skill to make these. The way the wiring kind of attaches to the bone and the way the energy flows from their main arterial vessels and into the gun itself. You at least, some of the bio weapons that you've seen in the past through some of your investigations, especially with some of the more secretive organizations within the federal government, you're aware of them, you've dealt with them, but nothing this advanced. This is advanced compared to what you've seen before.
I lean towards the doc and I say, hey doc, would you know how to do that?
Yes.
Sheesh.
In the meantime,
Alright.
I'm gonna go
Massive.
through and look at the bookcases
Okay.
and look for patterns of what types of books are in there, but more importantly, looking for anything that doesn't look like it fits in with the rest of the collection.
Give me investigation.
While she rolls, can I kind of scope the area? Like, kind of walk around and, make sure that things are somewhat secure so I could pretend to be doing my job at least.
Okay, give me a perception check for you. McKellen, Kiki, you're still examining the goblins, so we'll say that's going on. Calamex, what are you doing while all this is going on?
I am examining the trajectory of these bullets. I want to know what organs these bullets are going to hit when they hit.
Give me a medicine check. Are you using any of your tools?
Yes.
With
I am using
advantage,
tools.
please. Caldev, what'd you roll?
So I'm looking at the bookcases, and I'm still distracted by the soup that I never got that I could smell. I got a 6.
6, yeah.
So I'm looking through the
Oh,
bookcases,
no.
and I can't read half the title.
The only thing you pick up on for
Like soup.
yeah, the only thing you pretty much pick up on for the most part is there's a large variety of subject matter and topics. Everything from gazetteers to encyclopedia to insightful books to Arcadium books. Every manner of topic does not seem to be necessarily ignored or bypassed. There is a pattern to some of the missing books that you pick up on as well. And the only pattern is they're not here. They seem to be stacked up or scattered on the ground, possibly. But other than that, that's mostly what you glean from your time. Random, what did you get for your perception?
12.
12? The only way in and out that you can see is the stairwell behind all of you. It leads up and into a doorway and down into the space. There are no windows or other obvious egresses that you can see. Perhaps it's designed that way for a purpose. Calamex, what'd you get for your check?
I got a 27.
27. Two of the rounds will puncture the lungs. The third round is aimed for the chest.
Can I then go up to the assistant?
Yes. What is it?
Question. You have a
Yes.
full medical background of the president, correct?
Correct. We do. And he pulls out a dossier, hands it to you.
Thank you. I would also need organs for, you said the lungs and what else?
The heart.
The lungs and the heart for a immediate surgery.
We
and
do
also about 3 pints of blood.
we do have surgical abilities within the hunting lodge. That should not be a problem. Might I recommend you examine the bullets a little bit more closely? But I will take your request and let those know upstairs your requirements.
Thank you. I would also then go and help with them after that, because I know bio-bonded weapons because of who I've been working for.
So with McAllen, Kiki, and Calamex examining the goblins, Random, you're wandering about the space, trying to take in its makeup and its location. Calda.
Can I, sorry, one thing.
Yep.
As I kind of look around and I think about my establishments and how I kind of set up my establishments to look like there are often no other doors. Can I look for like not obvious like entryways or escapes or doors or stuff like that?
Give me an investigation check. For Calamex, Kiki, and McAllen, examining the goblins and the scene of the struggle. Caldev, you're continuing to peruse the books and the shelves. Random, what'd you get for investigation?
8.
8. Far as you could tell, there's no other egress or exit or entrance to this room other than the door and stairwell.
Don't see nothing.
So with my knowledge of bio-bonded weapons, would I be able to determine the construction of maybe what the bullets might have been transfigured out of, what type of magics they might have used, that type of arcana with...
Well, let's start with a medicine check really quick for me.
Okay. Can I guide myself?
Sure.
All right. That is a 13, 4, 16 plus 6 is a 20 something. 16 plus 6, 24.
24. Now go ahead and give me insight with advantage.
22. Sorry. Insight with advantage?
Yep.
Also really good for me. Another 13 plus 4 is 17 plus 6.
Nice.
Which is
23.
23.
So, Kiki and McAllen, as you're watching Calamex kind of study the bullets and the armaments and taking that all in, there's a couple things you pick up on first. Calamex, it surprises you. This is not how shall I say it? These are not bioweapons that you've ever dealt with. Most of the bioweapons you have dealt with has either been steampunk level, augmented limb attachments, especially for war veterans and plague survivors that you've dealt with, either amputees, those that have suffered major traumatic issues. These are way beyond even your own craft. These are very well crafted. They seem to be fused with the physical essence of the goblins, which You then kind of take your face over the alignment of the guns in the direction of the bullets. And as you look from the bullets to the gun, something's odd, and you shift your stance. You walk over to where Coolidge is lying down, and from his perspective, you look backwards to examine the bullets. You cannot see the bullets from his perspective.
I can't see the bullets from his perspective.
So it's invisible from Coolidge's
From
side?
his perspective.
But he's still all.
No,
That's
no,
true. If he's doing this.
no. But remember, we were told why. His amulet that he has gives him a warning
Oh, yeah.
when he's about to be hurt. Which
Also,
is why he would have.
the goblins are pointing guns at him. So I feel like you would naturally put your hands up.
Maybe he didn't see them.
Maybe
What is
not.
he shooting for?
Maybe-
I see
maybe-
Calomex being like intrigued by the bullets? Because I wanted to look at the bullets as well. Just as
Yeah, I'll say your passive is high enough.
okay. So I noticed that he's like intrigued because this is a topic that he knows about, but he's like, what the heck is this? So I'm like, okay, if this expert doesn't know, maybe my cyberkinetic left eye will know. Haha. So then I zone in on it and I say, let's analyze this bullet and see what this is about.
We have received your image, ma'am. We are processing the information now. A few minutes goes by. Ah, they are transference bullets. I believe there was a case study for these some 6 months ago in the near successful assassination of Mr. Charles Lindbergh. The challenge with these bullets are they are an extension of the creature firing them, and they can be magically altered and imbued with magical effects. Chances are, even though we cannot see what the effect is, these bullets are probably magical. And then, then you could see your glass tablet just diagnostics or racing down the glass tablet, dimensions and everything involved.
Wow.
I
So-
want to walk over and take a look at Coolidge. I want to see, is he holding anything? Does he have anything in his pockets? Is he looking in any direction that's not at these goblins?
Give me a insight check as you're trying to pick up on what he might be looking at.
We can't physically touch him, correct?
Correct. You guys are on the
Sure.
edge of the bubble of influence at this point.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He seems to be looking directly past the goblin that has fired the shots, almost as if someone else should be standing behind him.
There was a fourth.
I'm gonna go investigate the desk and the books that are on the desk.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation
Completely
check.
ignoring the.
Yeah, you kind of just
Yeah.
walk through everybody as they're examining all this cool shit, and you're like, whoop, right for the books. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'm still distracted by soup. I got another 6.
Another 6. The first table that you come to is a series of charts and books splayed out with dog ears, bookmarks, circled, pencil writings. I will at least give you this. He seems to be, there's a particular book of interest. It seems to be authored by someone by the name of Edison. It seems to be authored in the nature and workings of biomechanics.
Can I go up to McAllen as he's going over this investigation? McAllen, you seem to be a man of intrigue. I pull out my gun and I say, when you look at this gun, what do you think? Do you think progress? Do you think modern?
What kind of gun is it? Like,
It's a regular 1911.
So it's like a standard pistol.
Mhm.
Well, it appears to be standard construction and standard issue
But it
compared
is
to what we're dealing with.
yes. That's what I'm pointing out. Look at this man's gun. Even for a bio, correct? This weapon is a pinnacle of technology.
Oh yes.
And
Definitely the most advanced I've ever seen on this planet. I mean, ever in my life, because this is the only planet I've ever been to. So,
I love you
It
so
seems
much.
like we're dealing with
Random's
not-
like, what the fuck did she just say?
Max looks at her and just goes, ignore him.
I'm waiting for somebody to say biometrics so I can point out the book.
He goes, I've worked on a lot of biomechanics, and biomechanical mercury.
there you go. There you go.
Hey,
As I have done so, this is on the pinnacle of all technology. Only the best of the best of the most brilliant minds on our planet that could both connect magic and technology together could make something as this.
there's
Very
already a book
impressive.
about it. It can't be that new.
Well, book. I run over to Kaldov, and I ask her where.
As you look down at the book, you and Kaldov take a few minutes to examine it. It appears to be the biomechanics. It appears to be the biomechanic nature of steam, gasoline, and other methods of producing mechanical devices through biomechanic and bioorganic fuels. Something in regards to utilizing magics and other alterations and infusions in an attempt to create or allow devices to move using minimal organic intervention, and also allowing these devices to be imbued with magical essence, like essence and enchantments as well.
Can I do since she's looking at it and she says she's spilling out all the information as she reads, could I do a history check on something on Edison?
Go for it.
Is he like a big name?
Go for it.
While he does that, as I'm
Tell us
walking
this.
around the room, can I look through the telescope? I'm just kind of walking around, and then I see it, and I just like look through it.
That would be a 22.
22. Hold on one sec. Why is that? Thomas Edison is very old at this point in his life. He is renowned for a lot of inventions, patents, and the understanding of how things work. He is considered a master engineer. He has become a recluse ever since the integration occurred, ever since the gateway opened. And he has not been heard from well over 10 years. This book is a recent publication, so clearly he might still be alive. But for the most part, no one knows where he is. No one knows what he looks like anymore. It's been a very long time since he's been seen in public. Every now and then, dribs and drabs of publications come out, and there are experimental technologies that seem to come into existence. Some even equate him with these newfangled telephones and movie cameras that have been appearing lately. There's also been telecommunication devices appearing lately. The perfection of Bell's invention seems to be enhanced with some of the sciences that Mr. Edison himself has been applying. There's even been rumors that Edison and Einstein have been seen together before, but that's mostly rumor.
Delightful Miss Kaldov, do not be alarmed, for I'm going to whisper something in your ear. And then I proceed to whisper, "You the book, put it in your pocket. Just keep it for later use. And then I will back away and wink.
What is the?
I do have my magic, well, not my magic, but to me, my handy bag of things. I will
Mhm.
walk away with the book and just kind of.
Did
And I will just like,
Give me deception with advantage because Kiki is kind of helping you with this.
Did we get the name of the?
Actually, give me sleight of hand first.
and I'm gonna like block so that no one can see. I'll just be like, I'm just gonna position myself over here. And
22.
Now give me deception with advantage.
23.
Yeah, it's almost like she's a master at this, Kiki. Before you even get too involved with her about it, it's already gone. And no one else seems to have noticed but the two of you. Go ahead, Calamex. What were you asking?
Did we get the name of the
Now.
assistant?
Big man.
No one asked.
I would like to ask him his name.
My name is Yodam.
Yoda.
I would like to walk over to President Calvin Coolidge as well, and just kind of like circle around him and be like, so this is the
We
The-
can't circle around him because he's
Oh.
going to the bubble.
so I will just like be like
Yeah,
around,
and there and,
near him.
and when you guys get too close, there is a slight shimmer around it that you can see.
Ooh.
I want to walk around to the other side of approximately where Coolidge is looking to see if there's any type of footprints or any kind of indication that there may have been a fourth person here.
Ooh.
What if there was someone here with him speaking?
Possible. I mean, I'm looking for indications that somebody else was present.
But the way he's facing, we already.
So
Yeah.
you'll walk over to the other side and you start looking about the area. Give me an investigation check.
I will guidance.
Okay.
You add a D4 to your.
Oh, while he rolls that, can I go and look through the telescope?
Yeah,
In the room?
give me perception.
That one.
That's
Oh
Yeah.
my
Pointed
god!
at a window.
No!
Like-
You're rolling so bad. How come you roll so well as a DM, but so bad as a non-DM?
Because he's using his DM dice as a player.
Yeah.
I know.
He's cursing them without even trying.
No,
Give
I'm just
me
getting all the bad rolls
random-
out now.
random. Give me a con save really quick, please.
Stuff
my
in the
gosh.
eye.
18.
Black
18.
Oh. That's
There's
good
a very distinct burning sensation around your eye socket. As you kind of pull away from it quickly, the rest of you watch as he reaches up and grabs at his eye,
Whoa!
and you can see smoldering smoke actually burning away through his fingers
Oh
as
no!
the acid-laced trap that was left behind there is fully
Help,
exposed to your
Your
eye
doctor, help
socket.
him!
You saved.
Help him!
So take half of 40 points of acid damage. So take 20 points of
Hey,
acid
that's
damage.
A lot.
My character would be on the floor.
God.
I would be pretty much almost dead if that was me. Like
I'd be at one.
wizards here, you know.
You guys are watching as Random is just holding his eye and smoke is leaking out of it.
We had
We
five
need a
10 hit,
doctor.
10 hit points.
Calamex will go
No.
out, grab
Oh,
into
no,
his
we
doctor's
didn't.
bag. We had max hit points, but yeah.
No, we don't have the 5 10 hit points, right?
No, all the magic dispelled when we
Wore
went
off?
underground.
Okay, got it.
Can
Um,
I go over and look at the
How's it
telescope?
look? How's it look?
Sure.
And
just-
do-
he sits him down, puts him down on a chair.
If there's
Stop
any
touching
magic
your
that
eye.
would have
Stop touching
dispelled
it.
this,
It
'cause, you know,
itches. Oh.
So Caldo, if you make your way over to
I see
the...
smoke coming out of his eye. I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume it's magic, and I'm gonna go look at it.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
make your way over there. Calamex, you're dealing with Random.
with the distraction of everything going on. I only rolled a 13.
Okay, so you begin to
Okay,
examine the
concentrate.
area that President Coolidge is looking at. You stand there looking back to his visage and where he is. At the angle, the very least you could tell from the angle of his looking past the goblin, you get the feeling that somebody was standing on the staircase when this happened. Kiki's got to get her doggo.
Yeah. Somebody decided to be a distraction.
So
Somebody
Kiki,
as in this little asshole over here.
yeah, Kiki, you watch as Caldo, Random, and Calamex are dealing with the situation that Random is in. Caldo,
As
go ahead and give me an Arcana check really quick.
as Calbov is doing that, Calamex will take out this ace bandage and flip it over and put a bunch of like different type of herbs and solvents there, and then lay his hands down and say "Isriv," and put it over your eye. As I have cast the second level Cure Wounds on you.
Ooh.
Oh, thanks, Doc. Oh, it feels so good.
I'm gonna go
Doctors
over.
are
Not
amazing.
quite poke at it, but kind of look like I'm going to, and I get an 18.
Yeah, and as you get a little bit closer to it, you watch as a series of arcane Cyrillic writings kind of pop into existence that rearm the trap. You get the feeling that this thing is warded and protected.
I can't tell what sort of wards or anything. I just see the writings and the trap reset.
Yep.
Can I go over try to analyze it?
Say,
Please hold
don't
still.
touch it.
16 points of healing to your random.
Okay. Go ahead,
It'll burn
Caldo.
you.
Very
too.
nice. Very nice.
Go ahead,
That's
Caldo.
really good. For level
rolled it.
3, that's awesome.
I rolled an 8 and a 4, and I have a +4 in my wrist.
What'd you say, Caldo?
So I'm warning Kiki as she comes over to
Okay.
look at it to not touch. That no, it reset. Don't touch it.
It's okay, delightful Keldov. I will just stare at it and observe it this way.
As she goes over and does that, I go, "Don't put your eye on it. Don't."
I will look at it from
No-
afar.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll look at it. Should I not even try to look at it?
No, don't.
Look at it
just-
from this far away.
Okay.
And I'll
I
put,
will
like, my hand up
close
to where
the
I was
eye and,
standing.
like, walk over like 6 feet away, and I'll be like, "This far?"
Mistress,
No.
could you please stand still? We're having a difficulty taking the image.
I'll walk her
Okay.
up to where I was at, and I know it was safe, and just hold
Okay.
her there by the shoulders.
Okay. Yes. Right here.
Ah,
Do not
Thank
move.
you.
thank you. We have
Delightful
captured
dove.
the image. We will let you know shortly. Your tablet begins to light up within a few seconds. Ah, there is a button on the underside of the welding point of the eyepiece. I believe depressing that button will disarm the glyphs that are on the device.
I immediately go and do that.
You watch as Kiki reaches under, hits a button. For you, Caldo, you watch as the writing just goes out, and it seems that the
turn
trap
around
is now
and I put thumbs up.
deactivated.
All okay. No need to worry. Kiki's okay.
Yes,
I
mistress.
look into the doc and I just say, she's pretty weird.
You know what? I now am starting to understand why they truly needed a doctor for this one. No wonder I was paid so much to be here.
I believe it is safe
Wait,
to
you were
examine
paid?
this now. Does it tell us anything else? Does nothing? It just says this is how you disarm it.
That's all he said.
Oh, I go and look through the eyepiece.
The
You are
other
very
eye.
brave.
With your other good eye?
You're
Because you have a bandage over one. You're
I
like
know.
blind.
You want some magic?
Oh no!
He wants magic.
Oh, like
We have
when
a
you,
blind
like,
security
exercise-
guard.
Like when you lift weights on one side, you need to balance it out on the other side. So he's like, "All right, let's do this."
So who's examining the telescope? Who's looking at it specifically?
Random.
Random
I'm
is-
still near it, but I'm not looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So random, you go to look through the eyepiece again. Put your eye through it. It seems to be directed towards a constellation of stars, and then drifting like momentarily into your view as your blurry vision kind of reallocates the telescopic effect. For whatever reason, this telescope is pointed at the planet known as Mars.
So there's a window there. Does the window open? I didn't ask that when we came up. Like, I assumed the telescope was pointed at something.
It's pointed at the roof, but no window.
At the roof. No window.
I see space.
I'm gonna stroke my beard and just try and think and follow along my lead and start heading towards the stairs. And still try and see if I can find any clues to who may have been in here as well.
Did you say that you saw space out loud?
Yeah.
The president.
So everybody else is gathered by the telescope. And Random, do you mention what you see, right?
I think it's Mars.
McKellen,
You don't see a crack in the ceiling?
There's no window.
You
or
see
anything.
Mars from there?
Yeah, in the telescope.
Is that all you see? Nice man?
There's the vast void of space and some stars.
But how? You do not have a direct view.
McKellen,
I push him away and I look through it.
you see you see a very small reddish star that you would know to be Mars. McKellen, as you set foot onto the staircase
You're right. Nice
and
man.
continue to follow the line of sight up to the landing point before the next series of stairs up towards the doorway, it's almost as if you accidentally run into somebody. You feel something nudge you, and then there's something very sharp
Oh no.
in your
What's up?
ribs.
Oh.
And you hear a whisper in your ear. Don't fucking say a thing. I can take your lung and your heart right now. Stand perfectly still and don't fucking move.
Would I be able to hear that with my passive perception?
Now, you guys are on the other side of the room examining
So we
the
don't hear
telescope.
it.
McKellen is on the
Bear grip
entirely.
and then falling back down the stairs.
What are you doing?
Going for a bear grip and then falling backwards down the stairs.
We'll hear that.
So give me acrobatics or athletics with disadvantage because the figure is invisible.
Do you yell anything at all?
He was just told
I have
not to.
I have a knife in my lungs. I don't think I can yell anything.
Well, he's about to shove it into your rib cage, but
Oh.
yes.
Oh.
So I
He
got
was
a
warned
1 and a
not
2.
Oh my god, dude!
Heyo!
No!
McKellen,
Not an instant kill.
you now have a D4 of madness.
What?
So set aside a D4. And that's now attached and associated to you.
I have arcane awareness.
Oh, it's almost like a hidden mechanic in the game.
You
Storyteller.
What the frick? Okay.
Jason, I have
Wow.
arcane awareness.
Oh,
I know anybody in my 30-foot radius that has cast any sort of magic.
Yep, there's no one within 30 feet of you.
Oh,
Ooh, it's too
gosh,
far.
so we still don't know? We still don't know this? But
McKellen,
if you're falling back,
as you fall backwards, you feel a burning, painful sensation penetrate your rib cage. You feel your lung explode. You feel
what
your
the
heart
fuck?
rupture, and you collapse unconscious with 0 hit points to the ground. All of you on the other side of the room here, and you watch as McCallan's huge furbog form topples over some stairs and rolls onto the ground. You can see the half-orc turn suddenly. You see as the female dressed all in black, the German lady dressed all in black, turns at the same time as all of you see the unconscious form of McCallan spill onto the ground.
As I see him falling, you guys see that mist that when he coughed before in the office. You see it like spew out of his nose and towards McCallan as I cast Healing Word, and it engulfs him.
That's cool.
As
That
you
is
guys
really cool.
you guys watch as this breath just puffs out, and as it slams into the form of McAllen, there is, well, McAllen, roll your d4 for me.
Oh my gosh, this is just like that game.
1.
One.
What the
Your
D4.
effect, it does nothing happens, Calamex, as your spell engulfs him. He is still unconscious. McAllen,
Do
go
I
ahead and
have
give me a
His
death.
D4 or my D4?
His d4. McAllen,
Do I have a gun?
hold on a sec. McAllen,
Sure.
go ahead and give me a death saving throw, please.
God. Jeez, already?
Ooh, 6.
6.
Fail.
You guys watch as the unconscious form of McAllen coughs up a huge globule of phlegmy blood that is now coursing out of the side of his mouth. He is not breathing.
I'm running towards him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Random,
Full
what,
sprint.
I'm gonna run in that direction too.
Caldev, Random, what are you two doing?
So I was just, I was gonna fire blindly in that area,
Okay.
but I don't know if it's like, I feel like defensively I would just kind of assume that there's danger and then just shoot
Right.
like kind of like in the area.
Okay,
I don't wanna,
Caldev,
like-
Caldev, what are
All
you
we
doing?
saw was him fall down the stairs, right?
Correct. Or heard it more than saw it. You saw
We
the
heard it.
tail end of it as you heard him fall.
As I saw him, that's why I cast a
Yeah.
healing instead of
you
anything else.
saw him, but I didn't see him.
As I'm running towards him,
I'm gonna kind of just slowly walk over because, as far as I know, he fell down the stairs.
so I'm running towards him as well. But
Random,
Does
go
he-
ahead and give me a d20 with disadvantage.
I have a question. Would it seem like he got like something bad happened to him, or like would it just look like he just tripped?
What's your passive?
My
well, for
passive
someone to fall
is
down the stairs like that, it's pretty big.
13.
13. Hard to tell.
Okay, then I think I would only kind of shoot if I thought it something aggressive happened, but if it looks like he just tripped, I wouldn't really shoot. So,
As
Your choice.
I'll just run over. I'll run
Okay.
over.
as I arrive to him, can I look him up and down and see?
You
like,
can see
anything?
that he has landed slightly on his side. There is a gaping wound in his rib cage. You can see the flesh has been peeled out, and you can see lung tissue hanging out of his rib cage. There is a massive pool of blood descending out of him. It's a mortal wound.
As I see this, you guys see me breathe deeply in, and all that green smoke that went around him goes back into me, and I breathe it directly onto the wound as
Okay.
I cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. McAllen, make a second death save for me, please.
God damn it!
Caldev, you now come over to watch everybody
Don't
kind
do
of
it.
circling McAllen, and you can now see the mortal wound that is opened.
16.
Oof.
Nice.
One success, one failure. Caldev, what are you doing?
I'm going to not walk all the way up the stairs, but take the first step or two and see if I can detect anything, whether it's an arcane, any sort of ripple in the
Calamex and Caldev, because the
Okay, we
two
kinda,
of
like,
you
walk
are
up and
arcane in
be doing this.
nature, both of you sense a shimmering blue light move just out of range of your 30-foot effect. And Caldev, you pick up a trace element of some kind of magical effect.
Where?
Give me a perception. You can pick up on the direction as you are distracted.
I have. very
do I get a full one since I'm looking for it and I'm not
Yeah,
distracted?
yeah, because you're not currently trying to do anything
Heal somebody.
specifically to McAllen.
at a 12.
12? Okay.
I'm at perception.
Yep.
18.
18.
Ooh,
Calmex,
nice.
it's hard for you to know the direction that you saw because it was just like out of the corner of your eye. Caldev, you're looking across the group as they're taking care of McAllen, and somewhere on the opposite end of the room, at the edge of your vision, something momentarily just shivered, like gave off an arcane-like energy, and is somewhere around the workbenches and tables on the other side of the room.
Cast detect thoughts because it works on even creatures that are invisible.
Oh yeah. Is there a save?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
I
wisdom.
don't think there's a save. Only if you're going
Wisdom
deeper
save.
into their mind.
That's only if I go deeper. I can still get introductory cursory thoughts without having to go.
Okay. You hear strange thoughts. I can't let them find me. We haven't done studying yet. Find a better spot.
I'll say, there's someone there.
I
As
shoot.
she says that, can I look there and does
Random,
my eye catch
give
it or
me
no?
random. Give me a D20 with disadvantage, and add your proficiency modifier to it.
And then on my next time
9.
around, I will try and
9.
dig deeper.
You guys
into
watch
that.
as random sets off a series of gunshots in the direction that you just mentioned, Caldev. And you watch as a bullet kind of pings off the wall on the other side of the lodge. With that, you watch as the half orc extends and augments. He recognizes danger because of the gunshots, and you watch as his two upper arms distend from his body and large metal pylons kind of peel out of his shoulder. You watch as he grows in height by about 10 feet and great
Right.
metal extensions of legs come into existence. And you watch as his physical form turns very small and disappears into the interior of a construct of some sort. And it begins to launch itself in the direction of the gunshots that Random just made. You then watch as the female German brings her hands together, shrack, and then a pulse of light like emanates out from her direction. I need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There was a half orc in the room.
Oh.
Yeah, the half orc was
Yeah,
the
Initiative is
assistant.
+8. That's a
Assistant.
lot.
Oh
Yeah, the
shoot!
assistant was a half orc.
Whoops, missed that.
I got 13.
Okay, hold on one sec. Is it that one I want to use? Yeah, I think it's the only one I can use.
I can assume that our spells that we cast in the cafe did not magically come back to us.
No, they did not.
I have no armor.
Hey guys, I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
On initiative.
But I have a zero. I have a zero in initiative.
Help Jeremy.
I have a
I
zero
know,
in
I would've-
initiative. Just letting you guys know, zero
I
in
have
initiative.
+8 for some reason. That's nuts.
All right, who
That's more
got
than I
who got
had.
25 through 20?
Oh.
20.
20 for Calamix.
Move my dice. For whatever.
Who got
That's it.
19 through 15?
I got 13.
That would be not 19 through 15, would
Oh,
it?
my bad. Sorry.
Who
I
got
can't count.
who got 14 through 10?
11.
Me.
12.
13.
Oh, look
Wow,
at
that
that.
was in
So
order.
I got 13 for Kiki. Who got 11 or who got 12? McAllen?
I got 12. Yep.
Random got 11. And Caldo got 10.
And then Caldov 10. All right. Well, that's odd. That's like a poker hand right there.
Yeah.
So with that, as the construct reacts and transmutates into its alternate self and launches itself in the direction of the desks, you watch as a loud explosion as it gets there. This energy ball comes shooting out the minute it gets too close to the desks. I need everybody in the room to make a dex save, please. McAllen, you automatically fail your third
Oh,
death save as you take
That's
the full brunt of the arcanic damage.
Oh my gosh. No.
wait, did my spare to dying not help?
You tell me. What was it supposed to do?
It's supposed to stabilize it.
It didn't.
Stabilize it.
It didn't stabilize him.
No. Because he's
Guess
still rolling
not.
death saving throws.
There was no physical change in his demeanor. You thought it should have worked, but you're now looking at the now still dead form of McAllen as this bubble of energy came
Bubble
out.
of energy.
He
And-
got frozen in time.
No.
So, Everybody make
What type of save?
deck saves, please.
I was reading a note. Sorry.
Oh,
Calamix got a 17.
Okay. Kiki,
14.
14. Kiki, you also feel your network short out, and your cybernetic eye goes silent.
15.
Random, you feel your gun get unusually hot, and the bullets begin to detonate in your waist, in your hand. Take 12 points of piercing damage from the exploding rounds.
You
I
remember
just
we're
healed you,
only
man.
level 3, right?
I
Kiki,
don't have
take
any armor.
take 12 points of psychic damage
Oh,
as your
no.
network disconnection has caused a energetic kind of lashing back into your brain.
No.
Kaldev, what'd you get?
11.
11. Kaldev, you feel your
What if
own
we all die
magics
here?
kind of turn in on you for a moment. And your magics begin to turn in on your immune system. And you feel this kind of necrotic energy kind of pulse through you as you take 12 points of necrotic damage. Calamex, you are unaffected and you take no harm whatsoever, but you're watching as the last gasp of death comes from Macallan. It's very confusing, with one exception to your passive, and that is, so far everything you've tried to use has been magical. There's been no physical intervention by you yet.
Okay.
So, that brings us to Calamex, you are up. Kiki, you're on deck.
I'd say no physical. Okay, it's only magical. That's not working. I open up my bag and I go inside and I grab these 2 metal blocks and I shove them together and I cast Shocking Grasp through them as I defibrillate McCallum.
Macallan, you have 1 hit point and you're back to consciousness.
Ooh.
But the wound is still there. You feel like shit. You take 2 points of exhaustion.
What?
Callum,
Oh.
don't move. I'm not done working, but I needed you alive.
So that
Don't
was your move and action.
So scary.
You still have your bonus action, Calamex. Anything you'd like to do with
Bonus
that?
action, I would like to take out a gauze from my bag and start filling the wound
Okay.
as fast as I can. I want to staunch this bleeding as fast as I can.
Give me a medicine check.
Easy enough. Okay.
Unfortunately, you
that's
rolled a 1 on your mad dice, Macallan, and a 1 on your mad dice means no magical effects for the next 15 minutes will work on you.
Oh my god.
Really? Oh, come on, man.
That's a 21 for medicine.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me a d6, Calamex.
2.
2. You get 2 additional hit points back, Macallan. The blood flow has been staunched. You still have 2
Oof.
points of exhaustion from the effect, but you are heavily wounded at this point. That'll finish your turn, Calamex. Kiki, you are up, and then Macallan, you're on deck.
So do I see the dude who was invisible, but
You just see a very frustrated construct tearing into furniture after taking the full brunt of that energy field that pulsed out. The German lady is alongside the construct. They too seem to be searching for whatever random shot at. Currently, you do not see a target anywhere.
I don't. Okay. So my eye is messed up,
Yep.
right? But
There's a
so I don't
there's
see
a kind
where
of
it is.
staticky noise in your head.
But
Something's trying to reestablish it, but
right.
no
But
connection.
didn't Keldev point out and say something's right there?
Yeah.
So basically, where she had said,
Okay.
where she had established it being there, I am going to use Ray of Frost and hopefully freeze it.
Okay. That's an attack action, correct? That's a spell
So
attack.
it's hit DC, yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be a D20 with disadvantage because you cannot see the target.
Oh. Okay. 18.
You guys watch as a frozen outline form comes into visage. You watch as this shield-like energy peels back, and standing there is a very thin, green-looking individual with very long features, fangs that curl up underneath its chin, distended fingers. It's holding something strapped to its wrist, and go ahead and roll for damage, Kiki. You watch as it's punching at something at its
7.
wrist.
7 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay?
So 7 damage and speed reduced.
Okay. That is your action. You currently still have your bonus action and your move.
So we can all see him because he's all like, "Oh, it's so cold."
I don't know if he's saying it that way, but sure.
Oh, it's so cold.
Brr.
F is for fire that burns all the towns down. Q is for uranium. Bob. It's for no survivors.
What?
You don't know the fun song from SpongeBob?
Oh, yes, I do. SpongeBob. Wait, so you're singing the one Plankton sings?
Yes.
I love it. Yeah.
So you
I
can
was like,
see
sounds
this
very
small little green creature on the work table. There are wires and cords coming out of him. You can see tusks going up underneath his chin. You can see that he's wearing some kind of vestments that don't look familiar at all to you. There's tubes coming out of his back, out of his chest, and he's slamming open hand onto his wrist.
Wait, so it's different clothing from the other goblins?
Yes,
It's not like the gold?
It would appear so.
Okay.
And this is you right there.
Can we actually see him, or is it just his shape within the frost?
You can make him out almost as if at first you saw his outline of the frost, but then the full effect of the strike had done something and he's fully revealed. And he seems to be kind of using his reaction to try to reset whatever happened.
Who is it?
It's just, where'd Kiki go? Still her turn.
It's still your turn, you know.
Me? Already in action.
She's readying and
Well, her action was the. We'll
My
just say.
ready action is
Well, she,
We'll just say she does
You can't
nothing.
make myself.
She already
She does
did an
nothing.
action.
what's the crazy?
She does nothing. Okay.
McAllen, you are up, and then Random, you're on deck.
So I want to say as loud as I can without hurting myself. I say, "Careful of that one. He's got a tricky knife." And I pull out a little handheld crossbow and take a shot at him.
Go for it. Give me a d20. You have 2 points of exhaustion, so I think it's with disadvantage.
Defend myself.
Yeah.
Oh, watch that thing.
It's an 11.
11. You watch as the bolt kind of bounces off the construct and goes sideways as you're still kind of dazed and reacting to whatever just happened to you.
You don't have no, he doesn't have disadvantage on attacks yet. He only has 2 levels. His speed is half, and his
that's right.
disadvantage on all ability checks.
That's right. Ability checks. That was my bad. Go ahead and make a regular attack then. Or if you rolled 2, what was the higher of the 2 die?
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh. Well, that's a different situation. We have a new critical roll for this game.
Ooh.
So go ahead and give me a d6, please.
That's a 4.
4. It's greater than 50%. You're free to call the shot. Where would you like the arrow to strike?
So you said he has a lot of like different like attachments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Does one seem more critical than others?
Your
Like,
insight
is
to
there,
this.
like one that's like pulsing or like
There's at least
keep
one
moving through it?
large tube coming out of the back of his neck and down into the front of his chest that seems to be the largest of all of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim for that.
As your arrow hits it, you watch as the tube shatters. The creature, you just watch this weird green yellowish fluid begin to spray all over the place, and the creature just yowls in fear and pain. Just and he goes to grab onto it, and he kind of hunkers down a bit. He looks very rough.
Sweet. And then I'm basically gonna back up away from it for half my movement at 20. And
Why are you moving away from me? I'm healing you.
because I'm sure retribution is going to be coming for me.
That's why I'm here.
Hey, I'm just trying to put distance between myself and him.
Stop moving.
You watch as he tears the wound a little bit, moving away from you. A little bit more
Oh,
blood
gosh.
starts to leak out of the wound.
Oh
See, this is why I say stop moving. Listen to your doctor.
Already been stabbed once.
He pulls out a scalpel. I'm gonna do it again.
no! Oh, dang!
And then I will use let's see here. Patient defense,
Okay.
just in case he tries to attack me with range or anything.
Okay. Sounds good. That'll finish your turn, McKellen. Random, you are up, and Kaldev, you're on deck.
I'm gonna get kind of mad, and then I'm gonna run up, and I'm gonna kind of seeing this new guy here. He's pretty small. I'm gonna run up, step on a chair, and then step up onto a table, and then just do like a jumping leap, and just try to body slam him, and then just subdue him. So I think mechanically, I just want to kind of grapple him so that he is immobile and can't.
All right,
can't
go
do
ahead.
stuff.
Give me acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
I think I roll with advantage.
Yep.
It is a 15.
He rolled a 18 on his acrobatics. He
Sheesh.
dodges out of your way at the last minute as you run into the table instead of him. That is your move and action. However, if you'd like to try to describe something for me,
Mm-hmm.
I will let this be a faith action since you have not used your bonus action yet.
Oh, I used it to rage.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you raged.
Yeah.
And you try to get in contact with him, but the slippery little guy just kind of moves out of the way at the last minute. Kaldev,
Over here.
you are up, and then we will be at the top of the second round.
So I raise my arm up and I start doing this, and magic almost looks like waves coming out of my fingers. I'm going to cast Prestidigitation to make it look like his watch thing is broken. Put a nice crack through the middle of it, make it look like the strap broke off and it's falling to the ground.
What would you like his behavior to be if he sees this?
I want him to abandon the watch, or I want essentially to persuade him that or whatever it was that was on his wrist he was tapping
Let's treat
is
this
broken, so
yeah.
he stops attempting to use it. So I want
Let's-
to put like a big crack in it, or have it look like it's just destroyed.
Let's call this a faith action. This is your move, bonus action, and action all in one that you've described for me. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I get advantage since this is what I do every night.
I'll say you're proficient in this. Go for it. Yeah, I think advantage is called for here.
Okay.
Do it, Caldo. Do it. Your doctor believes in you.
Nat 20. So I'm at a 26.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
So now
Yeesh.
roll a d6 for me, please.
4.
4. You guys watch as the creature suddenly yells, "Yeah! We are compromised!" And you watch as he slams a small diode in its stomach. And this buzzing, humming sound is now building. That'll finish your
Ew.
turn, Caldove.
No good.
Top
no
of the
good.
second round.
Very random.
The two creatures, the two are going to go first. He is going to move here. She is going to move there. All right. He is going to take his 2 attacks. Jesus, I just rolled 2 natural ones in a row.
Oh,
And then
Hey,
jeez.
that will miss as well.
it's pretty difficult to do.
The large construct swings at it, smashes, trashes the table, papers and stuff go flying everywhere. You watch as the woman attempts to do some kind of magical attempt on it, and it just kind of harmlessly collapses around the creature. That will finish their turn. Calamex, you are up, and then Kiki, you're on deck.
Alex looks at the creature and then looks at McAllen and goes, fuck, I have to fix your wounds. But you know what? He's not getting away. Goes into his vest, pulls out a gun, and clicks the hammer. But it doesn't go off. Instead, a sickly green beam goes at him and hits him. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
That is a natural 1. Roll a d6 for me, please.
3 in a row.
That is a
That's a
5.
lot.
That's a 5.
Sir.
Describe for me what you'd like to see happen to him.
Well, I cast Toll the Dead on him.
Okay?
So that's a d12 of damage since he's previously damaged.
But describe for me how you would like to see all this occur.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to click the hammer, and he was aiming at his throat. He wants to make sure that no sound or anything else comes out of this man.
Okay?
So he would click it, and a necrotic, just spider web goes across his neck and chokes him.
Gotcha. Give me sleight of hand.
Okay. Sleight of hand. Oh, I guess. But hey.
So we'll
12.
call this a faith action as well.
Okay, that's 12.
12. You guys watch as Calamex pauses for a moment, treating McAllen. He pulls something out of his bag, this strange, normal-looking gun, but you watch as this fluid-like beam of energy comes emanating out of it. It crashes into the creature's neck. You watch as the energy coils around him, and he goes, he grabs onto it, and then you watch as his head explodes. And
Gross.
and the form falls to the ground, but it's still emanating a humming noise. For
What color
you,
is this blood?
for you, Random, as you watch this form collapse onto the table, seemingly dead nearby, its arms and hands are still twitching, and there's a glowing kind of yellowish light in its chest that is pulsating and getting slightly louder. So that'll finish your turn, Calamex. Kiki, you are up, and then McAllen's on deck.
What color was his blood?
Hard to tell from where you're at.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, his head just exploded. You didn't see any blood. His head just went poof.
How can you not see blood from that?
Maybe it's not a creature that
brain
shows
matter.
blood.
Maybe there's no liquid in there.
Did anything splatter on me?
We can resolve that during your turn. Kiki, you're up. McAllen's on deck. Still an initiative.
What? Wait, so he's dead, but not? He's not
There's a
dead?
buzzing sound coming out of him.
He's beefy.
He's gonna
Oh.
explode.
Are there any windows?
As a bonus action, no, you do not see any windows.
Ugh. I am going to. So he's just beeping right now.
There's a very low emanating hum that's getting louder.
And as you established before, we cannot get close enough to the scene of the crime to where we can move them?
Correct. The bubble where Coolidge and the other
Okay.
goblins are is the bubble you can't enter. You have to go around it. And currently, Random, the female German, and the half-orc construct are the only three that are nearest to the now seemingly dead creature. But there's a loud enough growing humming noise and a pulsating light coming from its chest.
Oh my gosh. How far away am I?
You're about 40 feet, 30, 40 feet.
40. Jeez. Okay. What's my speed? I don't know my speed.
30.
Oh, 30 feet. That's normal. I can't get to him in this time.
By the time she's on her third bottle of wine, Kiki's a laugh riot.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to do.
You could use your action. You could dash towards him, and you'd get to him. But I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
because I wanted to like try to like grab onto him and run with him and then like push him somewhere. But I don't know. I think I'm too far away for that.
Do you have any spells that you could cast? Did you prep any spells that would move objects?
I don't have anything that would move him, but I'm gonna try to freeze him again. I'm just gonna use Ray of Frost on him. Maybe that'll if his temperature is really low. Maybe,
He
I don't
automatically.
know.
Yeah, you have advantage. Well, no, he's considered prone. You actually have disadvantage on this roll because it's a ranged.
Disadvantage?
It's a ranged attack.
Wait, so this would be disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't-
Because he's lying down on the table. He's a harder target to hit.
Okay. Okay, I rolled pretty good for disadvantage. 19.
Yeah, you watch as the form is now kind of slightly frozen with frost. You watch
I
as
wanna
a
freeze him
chunk.
more.
You watch as a chunk of his shoulder kind of like takes the brunt of the damage, and the skin cracks. A piece for you, Random, being this close, and for Kiki watching the damage. You watch as a metal piece of like armature kind of comes jetting out as its shoulder is now crooked, and you can see copper wiring and silica wiring kind of intertwined with it. The yellow is getting slightly louder and brighter. Still have your move.
Well, that does 8 damage if that does anything at all, because I don't know if that does anything since he's technically beheaded. How strong is Mage Hand? Like, is the hand strong enough? Can I push him like into the wall? Like,
Well, you've already
what-
used your action and your bonus action,
that's
so all you have left is your
I do.
move.
I'm just gonna say, run, and I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna dart away from him, and
Okay.
be like,
Put you over
I
by.
saw.
They'll put you by the stairs. Your
Yeah.
eye is still unfocused, and the network is still not reconnected at this point.
Right, and I'm just gonna like, come on, work.
McAllen, you are up, and then Random's on deck.
So, the strangeness of Miss Kiki's actions have me second guessing what I should be doing. But I want to get to a spot where I can stabilize myself to not inflict more damage on myself.
Okay. Go for it. What are you doing?
I think for the most part, I am just moving to a spot where I can more or less sit down and do possibly a medicine check on myself to try and stop my wounds from bleeding anymore.
Okay, go ahead and give me a. Well, we'll call this a faith action. So we'll say your bonus action, move, and action is an attempt to stabilize yourself even more. Go ahead and give me a medicine check with disadvantage because that is an ability check.
Ooh. So that is a 4.
A 4.
Oh no.
You take another D4 of madness, and
Jeez.
you have not stopped the wound from bleeding. It's actually a little bit worse as you take a point of self-inflicted damage.
Oh my
What are you
God.
doing? Why are you touching the bandages? I just stopped the bleeding. Stop touching things.
That will be your faith action.
God, listen to the doctor,
random.
man.
Random, from your position and hearing what is happening with this creature's form, I need you to make a charisma save, please.
Charisma save. That sounds kind of random.
19.
19.
No, 17.
17. You've heard this noise before. This is definitely a bomb. And you remember that when the artificer Transinduce was part of a sapper team that you were a part of and would dig those mines, purposely planting these bombs, Transinducer always made good bombs. And often it was a gem-imbued, artificer-like item with a kind of implosion-like effect. You know for a fact that if this thing goes off, it will take out this entire space.
And then would I have a special knowledge on like how to mitigate the explosion, or like if there's a simple way to disarm it or anything like that from my experience?
I would say as your reaction, you're aware that disarming it means to rip the gem from its physical existence and casting a dispel of some sort to disengage the explosion effect.
Okay. Got it. And so I would know to like rip it out. Like I would kind of know the pieces to rip it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I get any like gunk on me when the guy exploded in front of my face?
No fluid whatsoever.
Okay. I'm just gonna be shocked and be like, "Hey, Doc, I thought you didn't kill anybody. What's this? I thought you shoot them and fix them. How are you gonna fix this?"
No.
And
I
then-
never said I didn't kill anyone.
All right, I don't. You said you shoot them and you fix it. I don't know how you're gonna fix this. And I'm gonna reach inside and I'm just gonna rip out the proper components.
Give me an athletics check, please.
That's gonna be 19.
19. You reach in, you grab onto the faceted piece of crystal, and you rip it out, bringing the front of its sternum and part of the mechanical apertures that make up part lung and part some other respiratory device that's churning and making the noise. You can see the explosive detachment, but the explosion effect is still kind of churning and correlating there, like it's about to unleash itself.
Okay. I rip it out and I hold up the piece and I say, "Can anybody dispel this?"
Please
And,
stand aside. And she pushes you aside. The German lady looks at it and goes, you watch as she casts a spell, and then the oscillating effect dissipates.
Oh.
The hum and like kind of glow dissipates as you're holding the device, and the room becomes still. The protected area of where President Coolidge is and where the goblins are still there. Nothing's changed, but the room is silent. The remnants of this creature splayed out on the table. We are now out of initiative. Now, for purposes of the madness, McAllen, you have 2 D4 of madness. The only thing that gets rid of those is long rests. And that's
Okay, we
one,
can do that.
And that's 1 per long rest.
Can
And-
I walk up to McAllen? Sorry.
And I missed a step. You were actually supposed to roll both of them. No, you took one because of the effect. No. Okay, no,
Yeah,
I was right.
yeah.
You took it because of the effect, not that you had to roll it. So no, I'm good. I did that right. Go ahead, Calamex.
I would like to walk up to McAllen and smack him and go, I never, ever want to see you touching any of my dressings to you ever again, or I am never saving your life ever again.
So I take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, right?
He didn't hit you that hard.
It's a slap. Slap.
I slapped you. I didn't punch you. I slapped you.
0.5 points.
He
I
snowflaked you.
I immediately went back to bandaging his wounds and making sure he's good.
Can I walk up to them and just be, doctors are amazing.
Yeah, look how amazing they are. And
This
I
is
point to the guy.
amazing.
I
You
point
know-
to the
watch
corpse
as
in the corner.
you watch as the construct form of the half orc reverts back to its normal self.
I rolled a 29 for medicine for fully healing McCown.
Go ahead
Oh
and
my
give
God.
me a d6, Calamex.
In the meantime, I'm gonna walk up to the
6.
creature that just died.
Yeah.
So you get 6 points back, McKellen.
Can I try to pull everyone together,
Mm-hmm.
like into a circle? Everybody, come here, come here. We just faced this enormous challenge, so we must celebrate correctly, as is tradition. So I just pull everyone together, and then I just want to get into a circle and hold hands and be like, "Huzzah!"
I'm walking over to the body we
Calmax
just
looks at her
killed.
as he's mid bandage syringe and looks at her and goes, "What?"
We're celebrating, Doctor. Oh, great Doctor. We are celebrating because we are alive, and I must say, I am grateful for you, random nice man, and the delightful dove lady, and Mac Allen.
And anybody is free to make
doctor.
insight checks on her because she is odd.
Yeah.
But I'm
I'm
very
doing
excited that
it.
we all survived. So
I'm
I
going
rolled
over
an
and
8.
looking at the
Super weird. I think this is on par for the course.
this
I
is
rolled an
natural
8.
for someone from the China that
The
I am
China.
from.
Yeah, that's like my exact assumptions. I'm like,
I know we
There.
are in the US of A. I don't know if we're in the San Diego anymore, but this is common for the China. So this is
Calamex finishes healing the cow and looks at her and goes, "You're strange, but sit down. I have to bandage your wounds as well."
Alan just sighs deeply and is just internally thinking, what the hell have I gotten myself into?
as he's getting
Use
bandaged, I'm
bandages.
just gonna stand there and be like, "Great job, doctor! Amazing work. This is I don't even know the word,
The
but
static.
this is
The static.
wow."
I feel like I'm being patronized and I want to hit you.
As I walk over to the body, I am going to say, I could use bandages when you're done.
Okay.
But I'm still walking
Yeah.
towards the body.
Give me a sec. He just he blinds her for a second, going into her eyes, checking the dilation, seeing that there's no dilation, goes, "That's weird," puts it away, and then he's just like, "Here, just take these pills, and you should be fine."
Kiki, you hear the static burst in your head. Your oscillating eye goes back into focus. A voice returns. Sorry about that, ma'am. Something seems to have interfered with our connection with you. Is everything all?
science.
Is everything all right?
Everything is a-okay.
He said, "She looked at me, said pills. Thanks, science, and everything is a-okay." There's clearly something.
It's what you would call the psychological disorder?
I am not that type of doctor.
I go
Cal-
and I ask,
I can refer you to someone that's very good at this thing.
Caldev,
Doctor,
Caldev,
hey,
go
Doc,
ahead.
am
any more tales?
I'm just from Asia. This is how we are.
He looks at you random and goes, "Oh yeah, I got more." Grabs some more out of it.
Caldev.
throws it to you. You look at it and it says ibuprofen on it.
Caldev, go ahead and give me investigation, please.
I'm going to focus on the watch thing, but... Investigation. 20. Not natural, dirty.
Yeah, as you kind of come up to it, the German lady behind you goes, "Be cautious. Do not touch it right away, but be cautious." You watch as she forms a spell of protection in anticipation. The half-orc kind of drifts over towards you. Its appendages have now distended back into their normal form. His old elderly form is there. All the components coming off of here. It's Tailspire. You watch as the creature that you're looking at kind of twitches slightly from the damage, the cold defrosting from its body, but it's a series of organic matter intertwined with copper tubing, silicate tubing. There's gear works that are now kind of fractured and partially destroyed from when Random ripped out the item from its chest. You can see that some organs are there, but there's a strange kind of yellowish kind of energy fluid that is contained in some parts of it that are kind of leaking out a little bit.
They kind of look like the ones on the half orc. The
A
tubing,
little
or is that
bit,
more of a
yeah,
mix?
a little bit, but slightly smaller and very different from a size standpoint. This is a heavily augmented individual. You gather that much. There is a device on its wrist that took part of the brunt of the frost damage. There's actual damage to it. You get the feeling that the continuation of your spell had confused it, and that's why it triggered this kind of self-destruct.
Can I mend the watch thing?
Let's see if you can even figure out what it is. Give me an insight check as you've now taken a look at that.
As you're looking at it, the doctor looks at you and goes, "Here's some Prozac. You don't seem to have taken any real wounds, so."
19.
We take those, they should help.
I think she needs downers, not uppers.
As you
seem
kind
like
of
need uppers right now.
take the section of damaged arm and kind of move the metal aside, you pull off a leather band holding a copper-plated and gold-plated device. It has the false representation of a watch. You click the button and it kind of opens up. And inside is a glyph of protection. It was attempting to activate some kind of glyph at the last minute. You get the feeling that when it was, inadvertently hit by the bolt of frost, dispelled whatever magical effect it was using. However, it doesn't quite explain where that pulse of energy came from, because the pulse of energy definitely did not feel like magic to you. It was almost like a burst of energy designed to retroactively cause other things to happen. It didn't feel magical at the time. This is unlike anything you've ever seen in your lifetime.
I'm gonna
I'd like to
focus the
take
watch,
out a
but I'm
big
gonna
knife
save the group.
Okay.
and
I
be
do-
like, we need to dissect this strange creature.
You watch as
for-
Kiki begins to put a probe
science.
up its butt.
Yes.
Kiki, what are you doing? Wait. No.
Be like,
Stop.
this is for science.
And I'll
We
say,
must-
so for you, Caldev, go ahead and give me sleight of hand
We
with
must know-
advantage as
Kiki.
Kiki is kind of distracting.
Kiki,
And I'm going
You're not a
to
doctor.
also.
No,
Um,
I'm not, but I am also a scientist like you. And
I'm
I will
going
find
to
out.
He
let
looks
the
at you
group
and goes,
know
"You're not."
that before we attacked him, he said that he was not done with his study and had to find a new location.
We will take his brain then.
And then as
What?
Kiki is
Brains?
probing him, I'm going to roll my sleight of hand.
Okay.
I blew his brains out.
Yeah, his head's not
What
even
brain?
there. It's
We
just his
can-
neck
we
and
can
a...
take- I don't know. We can
18.
take parts of him. It's still going to be useful, and if not, then so what?
What'd you get, Caldev?
Research.
18.
18? Yeah, you're good. No one saw you take it.
Can I then start running around trying to pick up pieces of his brain?
Give me an investigation check, see if you could find anything.
While she does that, can I go up to the half orc
Okay.
to Yodam?
Investigation. Ooh, I got 19.
Okay. And, Random, what are you saying?
I just say, so I speak Orcish, and so I walk up to him and then I say, Mengurim. Where are you from?
Oh.
Where are you from, friend?
I am from here. I only know Here.
You can call me dummy.
Ich
And,
am Stunde Gaunto.
I kind of put my hand up.
Okay. You shake
And,
hands. There's a bit of a kind of like a sense of understanding between the two of you.
And I just kind of chill with him for a little bit.
Okay. Kiki, you are finding little bits of skull metal, brain matter that you think might be brain matter. Your eye is scanning the area. Mistress, this is not material that's terra firma. It's material that you have scanned.
Can you distinguish what planet this is from? What galaxy?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes, I don't care. I'm just like, you know what? I feel very free right now with my new friends. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. And
We're not
the
friends.
thing is, when I was with the super rich people, they just thought, oh yeah, because rich people are weird. You know that, right? Rich people.
So
are
as she says this
fucking
out loud,
crazy.
there is a response, a psychic response in your head.
I'm not weird. I'm just rich.
Mistress, as reminding to Protocol 6755B6 that you have instituted yourself. On occasion, I must remind you to keep your voice down. Your inner thoughts are more required than your exterior thoughts. Remember,
Very
under
true.
Behavior Manual 99425 of the Accord that gives you the ability to understand human behavior, you're in violation of 664294, and that'll have to be cataloged in the database. Now, back to the
Minor
original
offense.
question.
Minor offense. Minor
You-
offense.
I do not recognize the material from any known planets in our database.
What? But we have everything.
Well, we clearly do not have this, mistress.
It is
Hey,
an endless
Goblin
universe.
Cave TV, thank you for the raid. I sure appreciate it. For all those of you coming and checking us out, exclamation ticket to win the giveaway. We are giving away a brick of miniatures tonight, a random brick of miniatures that we will be sending to the winner, whoever it is. We'll be doing that at the end of the cast. So, once again, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated.
So I will think and not use my mouth, and I will say back, sorry, as you know, it is very difficult because we are not used to having mouths and physical sounds. So everything I think, sometimes it just comes out from this human weird like lip thing over here. But anyways, it hasn't been a problem before. But maybe because these people are not as rich, they don't think it's weird now. But how do you not recognize this material?
As she's not recognizing this,
Sorry,
Doctor
mistress,
will
it's not
kneel
in our
down next to her
database.
And go, do you have a mental disability?
And I look at Calamax and I say, yes. And I look really sad. And I say-
give me a persuasion check first off.
Okay. Okay, I rolled a 17 plus 3, a natural 20.
Calamax, give me an insight check.
Oh, I'm really good at this, guys.
No, seriously, I'm really good at this. 15. Yeah, no, you lost.
What'd you roll?
That's a 23.
23.
Oh.
Between the two of you, Calamax, you're convinced that she is absolutely honest and she believes what she's saying. Kiki, you're beginning to wonder if maybe your human manual training 99542 needs a review, and you catalog that.
Okay. Will do.
So, all of you
I
are
believe
still in
that
this section
you
of the
need to put
lodge.
on
Doctor, can I get some
medication.
bandages?
What's
I
that?
gave you. Did you
I
get
said,
hurt?
Doctor, can I get some bandages?
Did you get actually hurt or no?
I actually did. I'm down to 9 hit points. I'm down by 12.
Oh,
was it?
yeah,
but
she's
was
really
it all
hurt.
mental? Was it all like?
No, that's hit points, dude.
No, like I actually got.
So-
because there's a difference. Because Kiki got
So
Man-
No,
Calamex, go ahead
mine
and
was
give me a perception check really quick.
Psychological
Oh.
damage is still damage in D&D, dude.
Mine was necrotic.
Ooh, okay, that's
You
pretty
can
bad.
see on
unnatural 20.
yeah, you can see on certain patches
It's like, ugh, help
like
me.
like her near her shoulder, her forearm, and like part of her chin has a weird kind of diseased, like kind of blackened look from some magical effect that she took.
Yes, sit down, please, on this chair.
As he
you.
opens his doctor's bag and brings out this big ass needle.
Uh,
It goes.
I think I'll just die.
No, this will help.
This will help. This will definitely help. Like straightens your arm out all the way and sticks this needle in your shoulder.
Oh gosh. Oh my god.
Presses it all the way.
I cringe so hard.
And it takes a bandage and like snaps it on your back and bandages you up. And he goes, "Yeah, this should work. This should definitely work."
Should work.
Just look very closely as I clap. Doctors are amazing. I don't know what you're doing, but
This should work.
That's a
I thought you were a
24
doctor.
for medicine. That's a
So-
24 for medicine.
With that, McAllen, as you're watching all this kind of move about you, you're still kind of leaning up against a chair and kind of trying to recover and stabilize yourself. Eventually, the German woman comes over to where you are and sits alongside you and hands you a very small glass vial. I think you should drink this. You will feel much better.
Give her a kind of sideways glance, and I just decide, you know what? Today's been weird enough. Sure. And I just tip it back.
As you tip it back, you feel your wound begin to close. You watch as the gauze and bandages fall away. You can see a pink scar from where it is, and you get 18 hit points back.
nice.
Nice.
Can I walk over to
How did you
Mrs. Ma'am?
know? How did you know, McAllen, that someone was there? We had gone through this place with a fine-tooth comb to no avail, and we could not find this individual. How did you figure that out? Please tell me.
Coolidge was glancing towards somebody who was obviously not there.
We assumed he
Tips
was
me
staring
off
at
that-
the goblin that shot him. Interesting. And you watch as she looks over to what you just described, and she goes, "A moment, please." And she gets up and walks over, looks, follows your footsteps, goes up to the stairs, comes back down to you. That is an eye for detail. This begs the question. Why did he stay around? He is not like the other four. The other four, yes, are biomodified with their weapons, but he was very different. Perhaps your insight could help the others as well. Yodam, please, come with me for a moment. And you watch as Yodam walks over to her, and the two of them are in their own conversation, leaving the rest of you to do whatever you'd like to do at this point.
He
How many
leaves
hit
me
points did I get from the giant needle?
mid-conversation.
Yeah?
I'm
Hey,
sad.
thanks for the follow, Seashell. Be sure to exclamation ticket and enter the giveaway. We're giving away some miniatures tonight.
How much did the giant needle and the doctor who said it should help? How much did that heal me?
What did you use on her, Calamex, on Caldev?
That was a 24.
For medicine check?
Damn, dude.
Give me a D6 or D6.
I'm really
Give me
good
a
at medicine
D6.
Like, when it comes to insight and medicine, these are my
every game.
look. Insight and
What
medicine
is
are
this?
my bread and butter, guys. I got a 3.
And
3. Caldev, you get 3 hit points back.
Look, I got a +6 in medicine and insight.
Nice.
And then with guidance, it helps every time.
So what are you guys doing? I mean, you've only really been here for less than an hour at this point.
So we did find out a lot. We did find out that the invisible goblin dude was not from. I'm just gonna
He was
say
studying.
Hey, I have a third eye for people who are not from this planet, and of course that doesn't mean I've been to other planets. I'm just only here.
Kiki Lee, can I ask you a question? Were you
Anything,
ever
Doctor Man.
were you ever abducted by aliens?
Aliens. Doctor Man, I don't know what aliens
Dr.
means.
Man.
Does this mean foreigners? Because I am the Chinese.
No. I'm not discriminatory towards foreigners.
Are you
I'm
being
asking if you-
racist to me?
No. Wait, what? He looks at you questionably because he's clearly a black man.
Question.
He's asking you the question because clearly a black man. It's like, what? No.
I know
What I
black
said
people
was-
have been through even worse than me, but
Well,
you can
what-
still be the racist.
No. What I'm asking is if you've ever seen aliens.
What do aliens look like?
People from not this planet.
Like the goblins?
No.
They're aliens
Not
to
from-
me?
Not from Toril or Terra. Have you seen anyone else that are not from there?
Look, Calomex, the doctor,
This
goblins
Calamex
and
is fine.
elves, they look weird to me, but I don't see anything. That's just, last 10 years, whatever. So I cannot tell you. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I can't distinguish. I'm sorry.
I
But-
lean over to the assistant and go, I'm gonna need her medical dossier.
Either way, this one invisible goblin who stabbed the Mac Allen, this one was not from Terra Firma, and I have a master's degree in Terra Firma Masters, so I know when someone is not from this planet, and that thing that we just killed was not from this planet and not from the nearest galaxies of many millions of miles from here, because
that's
I
clearly-
am expert.
He looks at her and goes, and sits down in the chair and just looks like not flabbergasted and not disgusted, but just like
All of you
There.
watch
In
this.
between.
You all watch
When-
this. All of you watch this conversation between Kiki and Calamex. It's heated and strange at the same time. You guys watch suddenly as Kiki just falls asleep. Her head nods forward, and she stops talking. Kiki, you violated so many of the constraints and items that you are told to be very cautious of. Whether it's this sudden surrounding or whatever, go ahead and take a D4 of madness, please.
Ah, damn it!
The doctor, is that normal?
no, it's not. And
Kiki,
I'm
in
not
your head,
sure
you
what to
hear a voice,
Oh no!
and then it's brought a familiar voice. Mistress, you have violated at least four constraints of Articles 942, 877, and 64452. This has forced me to register you immediately with the diotrim. The diotrim will be with you shortly. Then there's a secondary voice. Operative 4966242. We see some errors in your programming. Please stand by for immediate download and subsequent wipe. There's like this strange digital music playing in your head. For the rest of you, you can't talk. You're unconscious.
Since I'm in my mind, can I respond in my
You
brain?
could try, yeah. Psychotically,
Psychically.
yeah.
This is all in the power of research, and I believe everything I said to these people here were going to get me further in my research that will enhance our planet and enhance our life.
Hold on a sec.
Could I inject her with Narcan?
Hold on a sec. Kiki, roll your D4 on your madness.
Oh, great. 4.
You guys watch as she suddenly goes rigid, and she stands there and begins to shake uncontrollably.
Oh no,
And-
seizure.
she falls to the ground. The
I'm
download,
gonna-
the upload takes about 60 seconds, and that's followed by a download. Kiki, you have 1 point of health left.
What?
The download has wiped out the memory of the last 10 to 15 minutes where you were violation of
Oh my
most
God,
of the
you're kidding me.
constraints. So you now have no memory of those violations.
Okay.
You see this as the Diome's
One hit
punishment
point,
for
though.
the operative ability, and the network is reestablished. You feel the disconnect. You guys watch as a very woozy and discombobulated Kiki begins to get up off the floor and kind of brush herself off.
I just look at her and I
I'm
say,
faint.
Chinese people are so weird.
I'm mid like taking like medication out for this injection. Going, oh. What?
Doctor, help.
I'm confused.
She looks miserable. Her skin features are pallor, and her pallor are very grayish.
It's
It's almost as like she suffered a major heart attack or a stroke.
Help, please. I am dying.
I put away the
Did you
Narcan.
just air quote dying?
I immediately put away the
The
Narcan.
physical body is decaying.
And I go and bring out this thick blanket, really thick blanket, and I wrap her around it. Like
What?
I wrap you
Throw
so
around it.
Did you just
No, I'm
swaddle
wrapping
Kiki
around
Lee? You swaddled Kiki Lee.
Yeah,
Baby.
I'm straight up swaddling her to the point where she can't move.
Is this a straight jacket or a blanket?
Yeah, good
I'm
point.
treating for shock.
Burp her.
I'm treating
Burp
for
her.
shock.
Make sure to burp her.
Okay,
Might
Most
need a
people would
snack.
see this as weird, but I'm treating her for shock.
go ahead.
I
And
do
give me.
that.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Give me a
keep going.
medicine check.
Okay. Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
Even better. 19.
19. Give me a D6.
1.
You get 1 hit
Oh,
point back, Kiki.
Oh, yay.
But
So I have 2 now.
your sense of confusion and your sense of disorientation has faded. You recognize the violations that occurred and the attempt to wipe a portion of your memory bank away to reestablish some stability. The Diome was not pleased, but once again, you managed to dodge the challenge. But you do have a D4 of madness that will remain with you until your long rest.
Miss Lee, please do not move. I am currently taking care of you if you have lost consciousness. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Nice.
Okay.
Doctor man.
All right, you can call me Calomex or Calo.
Hello, Mexican.
You don't have to call me Dr. Man. That's weird.
Okay. Weird's not good. Okay.
So, Kiki
All right.
and Calamex, you're dealing with this. McAllen, you're interacting, or actually, that would already happen. So, McAllen, Caldev, and Random, what are the 3 of you doing while this is going on?
I just go and pick up the gun. That was too hot for me to carry.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Give me a quick investigation check.
5.
All the rounds had set off in the clip. The clip and the handle have burst open and it is now like pieces of metal peeled backwards. The gun is inoperable.
Okay. I just toss it aside. I just litter, and then I head back.
Okay.
It's not littering. It's in this stupid cabin place.
I stand up and I walk over and say,
Hey,
well,
Colin, do me a favor. Tap your microphone for me. Yeah, you're talking through something else. It ain't that microphone.
let me see.
I'm like, why do you sound like you're in a closet, but Teresa sounds great?
Let me check.
No worries.
I think he's
Might be
talking
using
to
the native one.
Yeah, he might be talking to the mic through his camera.
Yeah, that's
not
kind
his
of.
mic.
No.
No, it's set on this.
Tap your
microphone.
camera for me. Nope, it's coming through something, but it ain't your microphone and it ain't your
Yeah, it's definitely
camera.
not your mic.
Is it coming through Kiki's?
It might be coming from Teresa's, yeah.
No, she's muted.
Possibly.
She's muted.
No, it's
Yeah,
coming
you're
through.
muted.
No, I hear Kiki
Oh, yeah.
coming through McAllen.
Yes,
Yeah, we're on the.
we're on the same thing. That's why.
But my guess is you may have the microphone set up so that it's only capturing Kiki, and it's
We have 2 microphones.
Yeah.
okay.
See the one in front of his face, like he's about to suck a big dick. Like that's.
Why?
It makes sense. 100%. Like 100% makes sense. I don't know, but for some reason it's capturing Kiki's voice. better
Yeah,
than
we'll
yours.
figure it out later.
Yeah.
But go ahead, McAllen. So what are you doing?
Yeah, so I am going to stand up, kind of stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, you feel
After all
bones
this-
kind of shift, and one of your ribs is slightly out. You kind of push it back in to place.
McAllen, I still need to give you stitches. Please don't move too much.
Calimax, as you look over to where his vestments are kind of slightly open, there's just pink healed skin underneath. For a
I hate
furbog,
all
that
of you
is.
so far, medically speaking.
And I say, so, before I was so rudely interrupted by being stabbed, that one over there that's now missing a head was muttering that he wanted to stay to finish the job.
Yeah, sorry about that. If I actually was able to capture,
Like maybe keep his head on his shoulders. We could have spoken to him after death, but with no head, that's no longer possible.
You're a
Well,
very brilliant doctor, man.
It seems at the very
Just
least
understand.
that he was very determined to finish this assassination.
I don't think he was part of the assassination.
I think he was
When
more
I
of a
was-
You don't
researcher.
think so?
When I
With
was
what
discovered
Caldev
him,
spoke.
his mind said more about needing to study and finding a new location.
Oh, you were
It's-
able to read his mind.
I believe it was his.
What? Could you tell us exactly what he was thinking again?
He said, "Not done study, must find new spot."
Interesting. That changes everything, especially because the clothes he's wearing do not match the assassins.
I wonder if he's looking into the magic of the time stasis.
Hmm.
Oh, let's focus on what's important. We need to figure out how to
Healing.
save the president without making him die, right?
Easy.
Instead
We
of
take the bullets for him.
So what's remaining of this goblin?
You mean the
body
invisible
still
one?
there?
The
Yeah,
invisible dude?
wasn't-
Formerly invisible.
So
yeah,
all of
Formerly
you,
invisible, dude.
you guys are the 5 of you are kind of all semicircle
Two
around the
HP.
remains of this creature. It's definitely not a goblin. You're not really sure what it is.
Oh. Does my eye tell me what it is?
It has not been able
Not
to
from him.
identify. The voice has not been able to identify the material or the understanding of what the creature is.
Sir Dr. Calamax, you did mention to me something about
Sir Dr.
aliens, whatever that means. And I
Yes.
believe that this creature is an alien because it is not from terra firma.
you understand
course.
there's multitudes of species now.
Yes, but of course we are all me and you and the Caldev, McKellen, Random. We're all terra firma, clearly, but this one is not because I have had I will tell you I have had surgical enhancements and I have very keen sense of what is from this.
McAllen,
did she not just say she had a master's degree in
In
foreigner
Masters,
and master's
Yes.
degree in foreign relations, and now she has surgical enhancements?
I have two things. So what? Why are you like trying to attack me? I am
I'm not
just
attacking
a
you.
foreigner
It's just
from
what
the
you're
China.
saying. What you're trying to tell me. It seems like you're trying to defend yourself when I'm not attacking you.
I put my
I don't think her
hand
background has
on
much to do with
Calamex's
it.
shoulder and I say, obviously,
Are you against
watch here,
the China?
and I'm too much
You're right.
for what she is.
I am just trying to help you.
Concentrate on what's at hand.
You're right. You're correct. You're
And
100%
I'm just trying
correct.
to give information.
I
Where
think
that is coming
that
from
you guys can
matters
hear
not.
you can hear the German woman kind of walk in from behind where this weird conversation is going on.
Oh, Fräulein, ma'am.
I don't think that the stress of this situation is easy for all of us. Clearly, there are many players in this game that is happening.
We're
Shit.
playing
You need, first thing we need to do
Break
is
through the fourth
figure out.
wall.
First thing we need to do is figure out how to save the president's life. Correct? That's why you brought us here.
Ah,
To
yes,
save the
but
president's life.
So, to be clear, there are those of us that feel that is not going to be possible. Okay. What we would like you to do is help us to understand how to make this possible based on what we see here. Now, we have used a time suspension spell to freeze time. The bubble effect prevents us from entering the area. Otherwise, the spell is undone immediately and time resumes back to normal. But understand what we do know. We have stopped them during their time.
What if we let this happen?
Right?
May I see a
And-
copy of the spell?
What if we
Sure,
let this happen?
I can do that for you. She reaches in, pulls out her personal spellbook focus. It's a strange kind of metal journal. She hands it to you. Page 32, dear.
Wait. Quick question. If we let this happen and he dies, right? Or we save him. Let's go with the best option. We tried to save him, right? Before his last words before going unconscious will most likely be whoever was antagonizing him in the first place.
Or his last words could be help.
Either
Or
one of those two.
It could
I'm
be
just saying.
talking to his maternal figure, perhaps.
I think it's worth a try.
And
I think we should let him die.
I say to him,
And then
Doc,
try to save him.
that
Calamex,
You
give me a
know-
persuasion roll, please.
you're
Go ahead,
telling me
Callum.
you're trying to preserve life.
Well, we are doing what we think we must do.
Can I assist Calamex?
I must
Sure.
say,
I'll guide myself as well.
Okay.
So this is an advantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I got a 17 plus 4 plus
Oh.
6.
21 plus 6,
21
27.
plus 6, 27.
You make a
That's a
very
lot.
you make a very strong and a
I'm
choice.
sorry, wait. You said persuasion, right?
Correct.
I lied. It's just a 17 plus 4, so a 21.
21.
That's still good.
You make a very strong case, Calamex. This is a thought that we had as well. We do have a follower on standby that could potentially speak with the dead form that is the president, but there are others that have advised us against this course of action. Something
Yes, as it is against the law.
we believe that there is something here that we're missing. This assassination happened in a very specific spot during a very specific time. The president, who is also a master engineer, was working on something. We think all these things are related. Whatever that creature is, we believe, after conversing with Yodam, is something else entirely. We do not think that this thing was meant for him. We actually think that that thing was meant for all of you.
Wait. What? For all of us.
Well, I
Wait.
overheard what Kaladov said while I was speaking with Yodam. Perhaps they were studying you and trying to figure out what you are.
Me specifically, or as a group?
All of you as a group, perhaps.
Um,
They seem
That
to
would be
be
secondary.
stealthy. They seem to be invisible. They seem to be purposely out of the way. If what McCallum has said is true, and he did see the creature on the stairway before or when he was in the process of being attacked, it's quite possible that when the time suspension spell was enacted at that point, that there was a blip, a glimmer into where the creature was standing. Now, this creature could have easily done away with everything here. I mean, it seems to be purposely built. But its purpose, based on what I heard Kaladov oversay, was it was looking for a new spot to hide and continue its studies. Now, since the creature is not from here, the creature exudes components that even the famous Kiki Lee cannot identify.
Well, I'm not famous.
Oh, you are about to be, dear, because you keep violating things. But anyways, I believe that there's more coincidence here than anything else. I do believe that Coolidge was working on something that has caused all of this somehow.
Alvin, you said you found a journal of Coolidge's, correct? Or a book? Something he was writing.
I found a book written by Edison.
I'm sorry. When you described it, did you say it had notes of Coolidge's in it or no?
There were things that were circled, there were bookmarks, there were dog ears. Clearly
It looked
somebody
like he
was studying the book.
Studying the book. He was not adding to it.
So if he's studying the book, right? What if he was making his own type of technology? Or magical technology spliced together, right? So I want to put this together. We should be looking for something specifically of Coolidge's.
Right.
Well, have you looked at the lightning bolts? And there's a chalkboard or bookcases back there. I don't understand biometrics, but
You are
maybe that has
correct,
something to do with it.
delightful dove. Those lightning
Those
bolts
would seem to
are
fit with the book I found.
uncharacteristic of humans. There's something very weird about it.
Well, lightning bolts aren't characteristic of humans, but there are entities in the old world that had use of lightning as a symbol.
Mistress,
I think that might be more
room,
than symbolic.
Mistress Kiki, the analysis has been complete of the room.
Oh, finally. Thank you, technology
We-
these days. Oh,
We believe the two diodes are designed to power the telescope, and we believe the copper canister contains a fluid of magical essence, but we are unable to identify its purpose. We are also aware that the lodge that you are in is many stories up and many stories down. If you go too far down, the network will cease its connection and we will lose track with you. In case you need additional information, we have downloaded all the analysis to your device.
thank you. The copper canister that you said contains magical essence.
It's in between
it-
the two lighted diodes.
Is it dangerous to the touch, or can we take it for further study?
Don't know. You'll have to go check it out.
I walk up to Mainguri, the half orc, Yodam, and I lean in and I ask him in Orcish what the significance of Mars is.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
It is a planet of great interest to Master Coolidge and Master Edison. I believe at some point they were going to write a book about interplanetary travel and the means by which to move between planets using some of the newfound infused magics from, well, from where I am from.
Wait,
I mean, I am his most perfect design. And you watch as the
no,
respirator.
That's an Orcish.
No,
He said that in
Well,
Orcish.
well, it
I
could be
understand Orcish.
random.
Oh,
do
you might.
Random, do
I
you want
don't.
the conversation in
So
Orcish
many
or common?
questions.
I just asked him in Orcish, but he could respond in English. And
I
I feel like,
understand.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I've-
I'll say that because of the nature of the room and everybody involved, he definitely responds in English common, which is a bit of a pidgin accent when he speaks it.
Wait, there's something old. There's something old magic. Something that would allow people to relay themselves through the astral sea,
Through the
which
what?
is the astral sea. The astral sea is the expanse beyond our planet. it's
Astral
the-
Sea, you say?
Yes, it allows you to go from one plane to another, but crossing a vast plane of void. There used to be something, I don't remember exactly what.
You watch as the German lady kind of walks towards you and then looks at the displacement of time. And then she looks at all of you and she goes, by the gods, I think that is the answer. What if we could figure out a way to insert you through a planial shift at the time that they were frozen? Now, they are frozen in their time. We are in a different time. It is possible for planier shifts to be time managed. What if we can insert you into their time that way? And that's where we're going to finish tonight, people. All right, well, I wanted to give us a few minutes to be able to roll some random numbers because for whatever reason, I'm going to have to spend the weekend figuring this out. The stupid Stream Elements bot has stopped working. So I may have to come up with a new way of doing it. But the other night bot should be working, and we're about to find out if it did. So if you're still on right now and watching, enter a number between 0 and 100. And if that doesn't work, I am going to randomly pick someone from my pre-registered list. Got an 86. I got a 17. So if you're still watching, go ahead and hit a number between 0 and 100, and we will see what comes up. If it's between Ricardo and Enigma, someone's going to be happy.
I'm choosing number 7. I'm not on Twitch.
I've never used Twitch before.
There's Vandrina. Anybody
The
else?
rest of
We'll
the
give it
chat,
a...
My phone closed.
Well, we'll give it a few more minutes. And of course,
Honestly, the name Twitch, it just makes me think of like twitching, like twitches. So.
well, I think there's a bit to that. And since so far it's only the players that are winning, I may go through my registered list and pull
Do it.
a random number from there.
Do it.
Let me just check one thing. Well, there's at least 10 people watching right now. So, Chav, go ahead and pick a number 0 through 100 for me. If you're watching right now, type in a number 0 to 100, and let's try the random roll instead. Otherwise, I'm just going to
Do
go
it.
off the registered list because I've got a lot more names there, and I'm going to run off that. It looks like... I don't know who that is. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Let's do... Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm going to go with the random poll instead until I figure out how in the world There we go. There's our winner. Goblin Cave TV has won the giveaway. I will send them a whisper
Yay, Goblin Cave TV.
and let them know they won. I did the random poll instead. So instead of doing the random 0 through 100, I had a bunch of registered users and I pulled from that list, which include everybody who had registered with Ticket. And it actually worked. So once again, it's every time people patch and say they fix things, I swear to God, they break it. But so, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. It's the end of a very important month. Pride Month is coming to a close. Remember to help, be nice, be kind. It's very important. But hey, we're going to be taking a break. We're going to be off and be off for the next 4 days. Nothing on the schedule. We'll be running reruns on Friday and Sunday to bring you up to date on those 2 games. Otherwise, we'll see you live back here next Monday when we come back with Faerun Reborn. But hey, join our Discord. Join us and teach, learn, and play. I've got some seats coming open for some of my other games. So hey, come have fun. And like I always say, be kind, be safe, and play a game. It's really important. Good night, everybody.